Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Yamcha was the reincarnation of an ancient Saiyan? Subscribe if you enjoy the video. And also check the description, so let's begin the story. The sun hammered down on the western desert like a furious god. Yamcha's fist connected with the rock formation. Stone exploded. Dust clouds mushroomed skyward, painting the air brown and gritty. His knuckles bled, had been bleeding for the last hour. But he didn't stop, couldn't stop. Again, he growled to himself. The wolf fang fist kata flowed through his body. Muscle memory etched into bone over 2 decades of training. Strike, pivot, claw, uppercut. The movements were beautiful. Deadly, his signature technique, refined to perfection through countless battles. Perfect. Too perfect. That was the problem, wasn't it? He'd plateaued. While Goku and Vegeta pushed into divine territories, Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct, whatever godly transformation came next, Yamcha remained stuck. Human, limited. The desert bandit who got left behind. Come on! His voice cracked. Sweat dripped into his eyes. Salt stung, but he blinked it away, launching into another sequence. Wolf Fang Fist. Strike, strike, strike. The world tilted. Yamcha's body seized mid-movement. His leg buckled. The kata collapsed. He hit the sand hard, face first, tasting copper and grit. Yamcha! Puar's high voice pierced through the sudden roaring in his ears. Yamcha, what's wrong? He tried to answer. His jaw locked. Muscles cramped from his toes to his scalp, every nerve firing at once, a full-body seizure that turned him into a rigid board. Then his vision shattered, not went dark. Not blurred. Shattered, like looking through a broken mirror where each fragment showed something different, a blood-red sky. Twin suns burning overhead. Mountains of obsidian jutting toward the heavens like broken teeth. Warriors. Dozens of them. No, hundreds. Humanoid figures with tails, armor that gleamed like beetle shells, energy crackling around their fists. Battle. Savage, brutal, magnificent. No rules, no mercy, just raw power colliding against raw power. The ground quaked. The air screamed, and there, in the center of the chaos, a warrior who looked almost like him. Same build, same fierce eyes, but older. Scarred. His black hair spiked upward, wild and untamed. His tail whipped behind him as he moved, and oh God, the way he moved, pure violence. Pure grace. Every motion economical, devastating. He cut through enemies like they were paper, his hands glowing crimson, his aura burning like liquid fire. The warrior turned. Looked directly at Yamcha through the vision, their eyes locked. Recognition flashed. Impossible recognition. Those eyes knew him, had always known him, would always know him. Yamcha, Puar's voice dragged him back. The visions fragmented, dissolving like smoke. Yamcha gasped. Sucked in air. His lungs burned. How long had he been holding his breath? His voice came out as a rasp. I'm okay. I'm fine. He wasn't fine. His entire body felt wrong. Like he'd been stuffed into clothing 2 sizes too small. His skin itched from the inside. His bones ached with an unfamiliar weight. And his arms, Yamcha, your arms. He looked down. Froze. Marks crawled across his skin. Not tattoos. Not scars. Something between. Symbols glowed ember red against his flesh, intricate patterns that looked almost like writing in a language he'd never seen but somehow recognized as Saiyan. The word dropped into his mind like a stone into water. That's impossible, he whispered. The marks pulsed once, twice, then began to fade. Not disappearing, sinking. Burrowing beneath his skin until only faint silvery lines remained, barely visible against his tan. Puar floated closer, blue body trembling. What was that? What happened? I don't. Yamcha pushed himself up. His arms shook. His whole body shook. I saw something. Or remembered something. I don't know. A vision? Maybe. He stared at his hands. The marks had vanished completely now, but he could still feel them. Under the skin. In the bone. Like they'd always been there, just waiting. It felt real, more real than real. The desert wind kicked up, throwing sand against his face. Yamcha barely noticed. His mind replayed the vision in fragmented loops. The red sky. The warriors. That face, his face but not, staring at him with recognition and something else. Something like urgency. Remember, the Phantom Warrior seemed to say. You have to remember. But remember what? 3 days later, the nightmares started. Yamcha woke screaming, his bedroom walls pressed in. Darkness suffocated. He thrashed against sheets soaked with sweat, fighting invisible enemies, his fists swinging at shadows. Yamcha! Puar materialized beside the bed, transformed into a lamp to throw light across the room. Another nightmare? Yeah. Yamcha's chest heaved. His heart jackhammered. Same one. Always the same one. But that wasn't quite true. The nightmares evolved. Deepened. Each night brought new fragments, a throne room carved from crimson crystal. A king, no, an emperor, sitting with absolute authority radiating from every pore. His face was cruel, beautiful, alien. His tail coiled around the throne's armrest. You dare defy the empire? The emperor's voice echoed like thunder. You, who should be grateful for the power in your veins. The familiar warrior, Yamcha's double, stood before the throne. Blood dripped from his armor. 5 other warriors flanked him, all battered, all defiant. Grateful? The warrior's laugh was bitter. For genocide? For slavery? For turning our people into monsters? He spat blood at the emperor's feet. I am Yamoshi. And I will see this empire burn. The name hit Yamcha like a physical blow every time. Yamoshi. During the day, he researched. Poured through every martial arts text he owned. Searched online databases. Even called Master Rashi, asking if the old hermit had ever heard tales about ancient Saiyan warriors. Saiyans? Rashi's voice crackled over the phone. Why the sudden interest in Vegeta's people? Just curious. Well, most of their history was destroyed when planet Vegeta exploded. Frieza made sure of that. Why don't you ask Vegeta directly? Because asking Vegeta anything was like juggling live grenades. The Saiyan prince barely tolerated him on good days. Yamcha hung up. Stared at his reflection in the window. His eyes looked different. Darker. Or maybe the darkness came from inside, pressing outward. The marks hadn't reappeared, but he felt them constantly now. A weight beneath his skin. Pressure building. Something trying to surface, clawing its way up from depths he didn't know existed. His training suffered. Every technique felt wrong. The wolf fawn fist, his signature move, now felt like wearing someone else's clothes. His body wanted to move differently, wanted to strike with savage efficiency, wanted to abandon the refined kata for something rawer, older, hungrier. During one session, he punched through 3 rock formations without meaning to. His power level spiked randomly, 300, then 800, then crashing back to baseline. His ki felt different. Aggressive, like a caged animal pacing behind his ribs. You should see a doctor, Puar suggested nervously. And tell them what? That I'm having visions of alien warriors? That my power level is yo-yoing like crazy? That I feel like something's trying to crawl out of my DNA? When you put it that way. Yeah, Yamcha threw another punch. The air itself screamed. His knuckles split. Blood flew. He didn't stop. Day 7. The dam broke. Yamcha sparred with Krillin at Kame House. Friendly match. Light contact. Nothing serious. Except nothing felt light anymore. Krillin came in with a jab. Yamcha blocked. His body moved before his brain caught up. A counter-strike that came from somewhere deep, somewhere ancient. His fist rocketed toward Krillin's face. Too fast. Too powerful. Yamcha tried to pull the punch. Tried to stop. His body wouldn't listen. Connection. The impact echoed across the island. Krillin flew backward, tumbling through the air, crashing into the sand 20 feet away. Yamcha stood frozen. His fist still extended. His knuckles glowed with residual ki, not white like normal. Crimson. Deep, bloody crimson that faded slowly, reluctantly. Krillin! Master Rashi rushed over. Are you alright? The bald fighter sat up dazed. Blood trickled from his nose. What the hell was that? I don't know. Yamcha stared at his hand like it belonged to someone else. I didn't mean to, I tried to stop. Your eyes, Krillin interrupted. He touched his bleeding nose, wincing. For a second there, your eyes. What about them? They flashed gold. Just for a split second. Like a Super Saiyan's, but different. Older somehow. Silence crashed down. Even the ocean seemed to hold its breath. Master Roshi's expression turned grave. He adjusted his sunglasses, a tell that meant he was thinking hard, connecting dots. Yamcha. Tell me everything. From the beginning. So Yamcha did? The seizure in the desert. The visions. The marks. The nightmares. The name that haunted him, Yamoshi. When he finished, Roshi had gone pale. Master Roshi? Puar floated closer. Do you know something? The old master walked to the edge of the island. Stared out at the horizon for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice carried weight. History. Fear. I need to make a call. Goku arrived within the hour. Instant transmission brought him directly to Kame House in a burst of displaced air. He wore his usual GI, his expression cheerful, until he saw Yamcha's face. Hey! Krillin said something weird was happening with you. You okay, buddy? Define okay, Yamcha muttered. Goku tilted his head, studying him with those impossibly innocent eyes that somehow saw everything. His nose twitched. Your ki smells different. Like... I don't know how to describe it. Old? No, that's not right. Ancient maybe? Ancient, Yamcha repeated flatly. Great. That's just great. King Kai told me something interesting. Goku's expression turned serious, which meant things were really bad. He said he sensed a weird energy signature a week ago. Something that shouldn't exist. He tracked it here, to Earth, specifically to, he pointed at Yamcha. You. The desert bandit's stomach dropped. King Kai? The King Kai? Why would he care about me? Because, Master Roshi said quietly, you're carrying something that scares even the gods. Thunder rolled overhead despite the clear sky. Yamcha's vision swam. Not another seizure. Please, not another seizure. But no, this was different. This was memory. Not his memory. Yamoshi's memory. 5 Saiyans stand in a circle. Battered. Exhausted. Bleeding from a dozen wounds. Around them, an army of their own people closes in. Thousands of warriors, all loyal to the Empire, all ready to kill the rebels. This is it, one of them says. A female warrior with a jagged scar across her face. We can't win. Not against this many. Yamoshi, because it's always Yamoshi in these visions, grins despite the hopeless odds. Then we don't win by fighting. He raises his hand. Energy crackles between his fingers. Not normal ki, something different. Something that makes reality itself shiver. We transcend. The ritual begins. 5 righteous hearts pouring their energy into one vessel. Light explodes. Crimson becomes gold, becomes something beyond description. Power floods through Yamoshi's body. Power that no mortal should contain. Power that burns. His eyes open. Pure light streams from them. I am, Yamoshi says in a voice that echoes across dimensions, the Super Saiyan God. Yamcha gasped back to the present. His knees buckled. Goku caught him before he hit the ground. Whoa! Easy there. I saw it. Yamcha's voice shook. The ritual. The transformation. The original Super Saiyan God. It was real. It all happened. You saw the ritual? Goku's eyes widened. But that was thousands of years ago. Before planet Vegeta even existed. How could you? Because I was there. The words fell from Yamcha's mouth unbidden. Truth rising from depths he couldn't explain. Not me. But part of me. The soul that's attached to mine like a parasite. Like a passenger. Like, he clutched his head. His name was Yamoshi. He created the Super Saiyan God transformation. And when he died, his soul didn't pass on properly. It's been waiting. Drifting. Searching for a new host, Master Roshi finished grimly. The ocean crashed against the shore. Seabirds cried overhead. Normal sounds in an increasingly abnormal situation. Krillin broke the silence. So you're saying Yamcha is possessed? By an ancient Saiyan ghost? Not possessed. Yamcha shook his head. The motion felt heavy, like his skull was full of lead. Reincarnated. That's the word that keeps echoing in my head. His soul merged with mine. Maybe at birth, maybe before. I don't know. But I'm not just Yamcha anymore. I'm also, his body convulsed, not a seizure this time. Something worse. Something awakening, pain ripped through every nerve. His muscles spasmed. His bones felt like they were trying to reform, to reshape themselves into something other than human. The marks blazed to life across his skin, not just his arms now, but his chest, his back, his face. Glowing crimson script that burned like brands. Yamcha! Puar shrieked. Goku grabbed him. Fight it! Whatever it is, fight it! But Yamcha wasn't sure he wanted to fight anymore. Because beneath the pain, beneath the terror, he felt something else. Power. Raw, untapped, glorious power flooding through channels he didn't know existed. His ki exploded outward, forming a visible aura, not the white energy he trained his whole life to control, but crimson fire that crackled and roared. The ground cracked beneath his feet. Stones levitated. The ocean itself recoiled, waves pulling back from the shore. His power level skyrocketed. 1,000. 5,000. 10,000. Master Roshi's scouter, he'd kept one from the Saiyan invasion as a souvenir, exploded on his face. Impossible, the old master breathed. Yamcha's eyes snapped open. For a moment, just a moment, they glowed pure gold. Then the power cut off. Just died. He collapsed in Goku's arms, panting, shaking, his power level plummeting back to 300. What? Krillin stared. What the hell was that? Goku's expression was unreadable. His warrior's instinct, honed through countless battles, processed what he'd just witnessed. That ki, that presence. It felt like fighting a god. But unstable, like a dam with cracks spreading. He can't contain it, Master Roshi said. The power is too much for a human body. Even if his soul is partially Saiyan, his physical form wasn't built for this. If it keeps manifesting like this, I'll die, Yamcha finished. His voice came out hoarse. Or worse. I'll lose myself completely. Yamoshi's memories, his personality, his identity will override mine. I'll become him. A ghost wearing my face. Silence. Then Goku smiled. That innocent, determined smile that had inspired hope through a dozen apocalypses. Then we won't let that happen. You're our friend, Yamcha. We'll figure this out together. How? Yamcha pushed himself upright on shaking legs. How do you fight your own soul? I don't know yet. Goku scratched his head. But King Kai might. And if he doesn't, maybe Whis or Beerus will. We've got options. Goku's right, Krillin added, though his face was still pale. You're not alone in this. Whatever's happening, we'll handle it. That's what friends do. Yamcha wanted to believe them. God, he wanted to believe them so badly. But he could feel Yamoshi's presence growing stronger. Not malevolent, that was the strange part. The ancient warrior's soul didn't feel evil or invasive. It felt urgent, like a message being screamed across millennia, trying desperately to be heard. Remember, that internal voice whispered. You must remember. They're coming. The ones who destroyed us. The ones who broke our people and turned them into slaves. They're still out there. Still hunting. Still hungry. And they know I've returned. Guys, Yamcha said slowly. His skin prickled with sudden dread. I think we have a bigger problem. Bigger than you being possessed by an ancient Super Saiyan god? Krillin's voice cracked. How is that even possible? Yamcha's eyes locked on the horizon. Something touched his awareness. Not a key signature exactly, but a presence. Cold. Calculating. Ancient. Watching. Because whatever killed Yamoshi the first time? He clenched his fists. The marks on his skin pulsed once, like a heartbeat. I think it just found me. The sky darkened. Not gradually. Instantly. As if someone had thrown a switch, turning day into twilight. Master Roshi looked up. His face went slack. That's not natural. 3 figures materialized in the air above Kame House. They descended slowly, deliberately, their energy signatures wrong, twisted, sharp, like broken glass dragged across reality. They wore armor that looked Saiyan but wasn't. Too sleek. Too refined. The designs predated the battlesuits Vegeta and Nappa had worn. These came from an older era, when Saiyan craftsmanship was art as well as war. The leader, a woman with silver hair braided down her back, smiled. Her canines were too sharp. Her eyes were too knowing. Well. Her voice carried across the distance effortlessly. The rebel soul finally surfaces after 10,000 years. How convenient. Goku stepped forward, body tensing. Who are you? I? The woman laughed. It was not a pleasant sound. I am Tsula, sorceress of the First Empire, keeper of the old ways. And I have waited a very, very long time for this moment. Her gaze fixed on Yamcha. Hungry. Possessive. Hello, Yamoshi. Welcome back. I've missed you. Then she attacked. No warning. No posturing. Just instant, overwhelming violence. Tsula moved faster than Yamcha could track. One moment she was in the air. The next, her fist was 3 inches from his face. Goku intercepted. His hand caught her wrist. The impact sent shockwaves radiating outward, shattering windows across Kame House. Not so fast, Goku said. His voice was still friendly, but his eyes had gone hard. You want to hurt my friend? You go through me first. Tsula's smile widened. With pleasure. Energy exploded. Crimson met gold as she transformed, not into a Super Saiyan, but something else. Something older. Her hair stayed silver but her aura blazed dark purple, shot through with veins of black lightning. The other 2 warriors dropped toward Krillin and Master Roshi. Battle erupted across the island. Yamcha tried to move. Tried to help. His body wouldn't respond. The marks on his skin burned like acid. Yamoshi's memories flooded through him in a crushing wave. This woman. He knew this woman. She'd served the Emperor. She'd helped orchestrate the genocide of rebel Saiyan clans. She'd personally executed 3 of the 5 Saiyans who performed the god ritual with him. And when Yamoshi lay dying, power burning out his mortal form, Tsula had stood over him and smiled that same terrible smile. Your soul is too valuable to let pass on, she'd said. So I'll bind it. Trap it. Keep it for the day when it might be useful again. You can't. Yamoshi had gasped. Oh, but I can. And I will. Call it insurance. One day, the Empire will need gods again. And when that day comes, I'll be ready. The memory ended. Yamcha fell to his knees, gasping. She's the reason, he whispered. She's why Yamoshi's soul never passed on. She trapped it. Bound it. Waited for it to reincarnate so she could harvest it, Tsula called out, still trading blows with Goku at speeds that blurred the air. Exactly right. The Super Saiyan God ritual creates divinity. But in reverse? It can transfer that divinity, drain it from one vessel and pour it into another. She broke away from Goku, flipping backward through the air. Her 2 companions retreated as well, forming a triangle around the island. I've had 10,000 years to perfect the technique, Tsula continued. 10,000 years studying dead gods and stolen secrets. 10,000 years preparing for this exact moment. She raised her hand. Energy crackled between her fingers, not normal ki, but something that made Yamcha's soul recoil. Thank you for ripening, little vessel. Your human life has stabilized Yamoshi's essence nicely. Made it concentrated. Potent. Her smile was terrible. Now, scream for me. The air ripped open. Not a portal. Not a dimensional tear. Something worse. Reality itself inverted, forming a sphere of absolute black that pulsed with anti-light. The sphere shot toward Yamcha. He couldn't move. Couldn't dodge. The marks on his skin blazed so bright they hurt to look at. Yamoshi's soul thrashed inside him, recognizing the technique, remembering what it did. Goku appeared in front of Yamcha. Not transformed. Just base form. But his eyes burned with determination. I said, Goku repeated calmly, you go through me first. He caught the sphere. Barehanded. His palms smoked. His teeth gritted. The technique pushed against him, trying to reach Yamcha, trying to complete its purpose. Goku, don't! Yamcha found his voice. It's designed to drain divine essence. If you touch it, then it's a good thing I'm not using God Ki right now, huh? Goku's grin was strained but genuine. He compressed the sphere. Crushed it. The technique imploded with a sound like reality crying out. Sola's eyes widened fractionally. Impressive. But futile. She and her companions moved in unison. 3 different techniques launched simultaneously. One targeting Goku, one targeting Yamcha, one targeting the island itself. Krillin threw up a barrier. It shattered instantly. Master Roshi fired a Kamehameha. It was swatted aside. Poir transformed into a shield, interposing between Yamcha and the incoming attack. No! Yamcha's voice ripped from his throat. Power exploded from him. Not conscious. Not controlled. Pure instinct. The crimson aura erupted again, but different this time. Denser. More focused. His body moved on its own, Yamoshi's muscle memory overriding everything else, and suddenly Yamcha was in motion, Wolf Fang Fist. But not his version. Yamoshi's original technique, from which Yamcha's move had somehow descended. It was savage, his strikes blurred. Each impact released shockwaves. He hit Sola 7 times in 2 seconds, each blow targeting pressure points that shouldn't exist, shouldn't be vulnerable, but were. She staggered. Actually staggered. Impossible, she hissed. You shouldn't be able to access his techniques yet. The merger isn't complete. Yamcha didn't answer. Couldn't answer. He wasn't entirely in control anymore. Yamoshi had surged forward, taking the wheel, piloting their shared body with 10,000 years of combat experience. Strike. Pivot. Counter. Destroy. One of Tsulla's companions went down, armor cracked, ribs shattered. The second one barely dodged a killing blow. Tsulla herself created distance, eyes calculating behind her rage. Fine. You want to dance? Let's dance. She transformed further. Her power level doubled. Tripled. That dark purple aura became almost solid, forming armor-like projections around her body. This is the technique I stole from the god of destruction's attendant on planet Zara, she said conversationally. Took me 300 years to master. Let's see how long you last. She attacked. The battle became chaos. Goku jumped in, forcing Tsulla to split her attention. Krillin harassed the other 2 warriors with hit-and-run tactics. Master Roshi, gods bless the old pervert, somehow kept pace, his Kamehameha waves forcing defensive maneuvers. But Yamcha was the center of the storm. Every time Tsulla targeted him directly, Yamoshi's instincts took over. His body moved with impossible grace, dodging techniques that should have liquefied him, countering with strikes that made Tsulla actually work, until he felt it, the power flickering. Yamoshi's presence receding. Not yet, the ancient warrior's voice echoed in his mind. I can't sustain this. You need to learn. Need to remember on your own. I'm just buying time. Don't you dare leave me hanging! Yamcha shouted. Tsulla's fist connected with his ribs. Something cracked. He flew backward, tumbling across the beach, tasting blood. The crimson aura sputtered. Died. His power level crashed to baseline. 300. Pathetic. Tsulla landed in front of him, not even breathing hard. There we go. The human surfaces again. Much easier to work with. She grabbed his throat. Lifted him off the ground. Let's try this again, shall we? The ritual. The extraction. You can scream if you want. I find it helps the process. Energy poured from her hand into his body. Not ki. Something that bypassed ki entirely, reaching for his soul. Yamcha screamed. Not from pain, though there was plenty of that, but from violation. From feeling something essential being pulled, stretched, torn away from his core. Yamoshi's essence began separating from his own. Strands of crimson light leaked from his skin, flowing into Tsulla's waiting palm. Yes, she breathed. Yes, there it is. The god seed. The divine spark. 10,000 years and it's finally mine. Goku hit her like a meteor. The impact sent them both crashing through 3 rock formations. Yamcha dropped to the sand, gasping, the extraction interrupted but not stopped. He could feel Yamoshi's presence weakening, fragmenting. Fight, the ancient warrior whispered. You're stronger than you know. Stronger than I ever was. You have to fight. How? Yamcha coughed blood. I'm just human. You were a god. If you couldn't stop her, I was alone. You're not. Understanding dawned. Yamcha looked up. Saw Goku trading blows with Scylla at speeds that shattered the sound barrier. Saw Krillin fighting despite being outmatched, buying time with clever tactics. Saw Master Roshi pushing himself past his limits, protecting Puar and the island. Saw his friends. His nakama. You're right, Yamcha whispered. He pushed himself upright. Every muscle screamed. His power level was still pathetically low. But numbers didn't matter right now. What mattered was heart. He cupped his hands. Began gathering energy. Not just his own. He reached out, feeling the ki of everyone fighting around him. Goku's blazing presence. Krillin's steady determination. Even Master Roshi's ancient, surprisingly deep power. They didn't resist. The energy flowed freely, naturally, because they trusted him. Wolf Fang. Yamcha's voice started soft. Grew stronger. Fist. He launched forward. Not at Scylla. She was too strong, too experienced. But at her companions. The ones still recovering from his earlier assault. His fist connected with the first warrior's solar plexus. The borrowed energy poured through his strike, amplified by Yamoshi's muscle memory, focused with Yamcha's own hard-won technique. The warrior's armor shattered. His body went limp, one down. The second one tried to teleport away. Yamcha anticipated, Yamoshi's memories providing tactical insight, and caught him mid-transit. A brutal uppercut. A spinning kick. A final strike that sent the warrior spiraling unconscious into the ocean. 2 down. Scylla disengaged from Goku, eyes wide. How are you standing? The extraction should have crippled you. Because I'm not just Yamoshi's vessel, Yamcha said. Blood dripped from his mouth, but he was grinning now. Fierce. Feral. I'm Yamcha. The desert wolf. And I don't know how to quit, she snarled. Gathered energy for a final, killing blow. Then die as yourself, the technique launched. A spear of dark purple energy that radiated absolute destruction. Yamcha didn't dodge, he caught it. Barehanded. Just like Goku had caught the soul-draining sphere earlier, his palms burned. His bones creaked. The technique pushed against him, trying to pierce through, trying to end him. But he held. Yamcha! Goku appeared at his side. Let me help. No. Yamcha's voice was strained but certain. This is my fight. My burden. The technique exploded. White light consumed everything. When it cleared, Yamcha stood at the center of a crater. His GI was shredded. His body was covered in burns. But he was standing, and his eyes, they glowed. Not gold like a Super Saiyan. Crimson. Deep, bloody crimson. The marks on his skin blazed to full visibility. Saiyan script crawling across every visible inch of flesh, forming intricate patterns that looked almost like armor. His power level spiked. Not to 10,000. Not to 100,000, but it was different. Compressed. Refined. The quality of the energy had changed fundamentally. Scylla took a step backward. For the first time, she looked uncertain. That's not possible, she whispered. The awakening shouldn't happen until the merger is complete. You shouldn't be able to access even a fraction of his power without. You were wrong about one thing, Yamcha interrupted. His voice echoed, doubled, as if two people spoke simultaneously. This isn't Yamoshi's power. And I'm not his vessel. He raised his hand. Energy crackled, crimson fire that made reality shiver. We're partners. 2 souls. 1 body. And together? He smiled. It was not a nice smile. We're something new. Scylla opened her mouth to respond. Yamcha vanished. Not teleportation. Just speed. Raw, explosive speed fueled by human determination and Saiyan ferocity. He reappeared behind her. His fist drove into her spine. The impact echoed across the island. Scylla's body went rigid. Her scream cut off as her nervous system short-circuited. She dropped. Yamcha stood over her, chest heaving, the crimson aura flickering and dying. His power level plummeted immediately, crashing back to baseline. He swayed. Started to fall. Goku caught him. Easy there, buddy. You did good. Really good. Did we win? Yamcha's voice was barely a whisper. You won, Krillin confirmed, limping over. They're all down. Unconscious but alive. Good. Yamcha's eyes fluttered. That's good. He passed out. He woke up 3 hours later in Master Roshi's guest room. Bandaged. Bruised. Alive. Puar was crying on his chest. You idiot! The little shapeshifter sobbed. Don't ever do that again. Promise, Yamcha croaked. Probably. Goku appeared in the doorway, grinning. You're up! That's great. How do you feel? Like I got hit by a freight train. Then the train backed up and hit me again. Yamcha sat up slowly. Everything hurt. What happened to Tsula and her friends? Capsule Corp is holding them, Krillin said, appearing behind Goku. Bulma's got some kind of key suppression cell. They won't be bothering anyone for a while. But we need to figure out what to do with you, Master Roshi added, walking in with a serious expression. What happened today was just the beginning. If Tsula tracked you down, others will too. Every enemy Yamoshi made. Every power that wants to harvest God Essence. They'll all come eventually. Let them come, Yamcha said. Exhausted but determined. I'm tired of running. Tired of being the weak link. If I've got this power, if Yamoshi chose me as his reincarnation, then I'm going to use it. Properly, safely. That's gonna require training, Goku said cheerfully. Good thing you've got the best teacher in the universe. You. Yamcha raised an eyebrow. Well, me and Vegeta. Speaking of which. Goku's expression turned slightly nervous. He, felt your energy spike earlier. The whole ancient Saiyan power thing. He's interested. Interested meaning he'll try to kill me? Maybe? Probably? I don't know, Vegeta's weird about heritage stuff. Goku scratched his head. But hey, look on the bright side. If he does try to kill you, you'll get some good training in, Yamcha laughed. It hurt his ribs but he didn't care. For the first time in years, maybe in his entire life, he felt purposeful. Not the backup fighter. Not the joke. But someone with genuine potential. Genuine power. Dangerous power, yes. Power that could consume him if he wasn't careful. But his power nonetheless. The sun was setting outside, painting the sky crimson. Like the aura that had manifested from him. Like the blood that had spilled today. Like the promise of battles yet to come, Yamcha stood. Walked to the window. Stared out at the horizon. Somewhere deep inside, he felt Yamoshi's presence. Quieter now. Resting. But still there. A companion rather than a parasite. A teacher rather than a tyrant. Thank you, Yamcha thought toward that presence. For choosing me. For trusting me. I won't waste this. You never could, Yamoshi's voice echoed back, warm with something like pride. You're stronger than you know, Desert Wolf. Now prove it. To them. To yourself. To the universe. Show them what happens when a human heart meets a Saiyan soul. Yamcha smiled. Yeah, he whispered to the setting sun. I can do that. Behind him, his friends talked and laughed and planned. Goku was already suggesting training regimens. Krillin was making jokes to lighten the mood. Master Roshi was pontificating about ancient martial arts philosophies. Normal sounds. Comfortable sounds. But Yamcha knew, they all knew, that nothing would be normal after today. The Desert Wolf had awakened, and the universe would never be the same. The scanner shouldn't be screaming. Bulma stared at the readout. Blinked. Looked again. The numbers hadn't changed. Still impossible. Still wrong. What the hell am I looking at? Yamcha sat on the examination table in Capsule Corp's medical bay, shirtless, covered in sensors. 3 days since the fight with Scylla. 3 days of nightmares so vivid he'd woken up punching holes through his apartment walls. Is it bad? He asked. Bad? No. Bad would be simple. This is. Bulma gestured helplessly at the holographic display floating between them. Scientifically insane. The DNA helix rotated slowly. Double strands twisted in that familiar spiral pattern. Except where human DNA should be clean, orderly, predictable, Yamchas had intrusions, strands of something else woven through the double helix like golden thread through fabric. Foreign markers that pulsed with energy even now, even in a static scan. Your DNA has Saiyan markers, Bulma said flatly. Not contamination. Not mutation. Actual genetic sequences that match Vegeta's and Goku's profiles. But that's impossible because you're human. Your parents were human. Your grandparents were human. I've met your family, Yamcha. How much? His voice came out hoarse. What? How much Saiyan DNA? Bulma tapped her tablet. Numbers cascaded across the screen. 0.03%. Trace amounts. Like finding 1 grain of sand from a different beach mixed into a whole desert. She looked up, blue eyes sharp. But it's active. That's the part that makes no sense. Recessive genes don't activate themselves. They don't glow. The golden threads pulsed again. Yamcha felt it, a sympathetic resonance in his bones. It's not recessive, he said quietly. It's reincarnation. Reincarnation isn't real. It's mystical nonsense. Bulma. I fought people yesterday who tried to drain my soul into their bodies. I'm having visions of ancient Saiyan empires. There are glowing symbols on my skin that write themselves in a language I shouldn't understand but do. He met her stare. At what point do we stop calling things impossible? She opened her mouth. Closed it. Tapped her tablet again, pulling up a different scan. Your neural pathways are restructuring, she said, voice tight. Your brain is literally rewiring itself. New connections forming every hour. It's like watching accelerated evolution in real time. Another tap. Your muscle density has increased by 15%. Your bone structure is reinforcing. Calcium deposits appearing in places that will make you physically stronger but shouldn't be possible without years of specialized training, or Saiyan genetics, she admitted reluctantly. The door hissed open. Vegeta walked in. No. Stalked in. Like a predator catching the scent of something interesting and dangerous. His eyes locked on Yamcha. Didn't blink. Didn't waver. The temperature in the room dropped 10 degrees. Vegeta! Bulma's voice carried relief and warning simultaneously. Perfect timing. Maybe you can explain why Yamcha's DNA is suddenly part Saiyan. I don't need to explain it. Vegeta's voice was low. Controlled. The kind of control that preceded violence. I can smell it. He crossed the distance between them in 3 strides. Grabbed Yamcha's face. Forced their eyes to meet. Yamcha's first instinct was to fight. To pull away. To defend himself. His body didn't move. Yamoshi's memories recognized something. Responded to something. Ancient hierarchy. Old bloodlines. Respect earned through battle and paid in blood. Your key signature, Vegeta said slowly, carries weight. Presence. 3 days ago you were barely worth noticing. Now you smell like. He paused. His nose actually twitched, like the murals in the royal vaults. The oldest paintings. Before we became Frisia's dogs. What murals? Bulma demanded. Vegeta ignored her. His grip tightened on Yamcha's face. Tell me. Right now. What name keeps echoing in your head? Yamoshi. The word dropped like a stone. Vegeta's eyes widened fractionally. He released Yamcha. Stepped back. His expression cycled through shock, disbelief, something almost like fear. That's impossible. So everyone keeps saying. Yamoshi was a legend. A myth. The first Super Saiyan god. The rebel who fought the old empire. He died 10,000 years ago on a planet that doesn't exist anymore. Vegeta's hands clenched. His story is propaganda. Cautionary tales told to children. Don't question authority or you'll end up like Yamoshi. He's not real. He's real, Yamcha said quietly. And he's inside me. Silence. Bulma's scanner beeped. The sound felt obscene in the stillness. Prove it, Vegeta growled. How? Fight me. Vegeta, no, Bulma started. Fight. Me. Vegeta's aura flared. White energy crackled around his body. Not transforming. Not yet. Just letting power leak out. A challenge written in ki. If you carry Yamoshi's soul, you'll fight like the before-time warriors. If you're lying, if this is some trick, I'll know within 10 seconds. Yamcha looked at Bulma. She nodded reluctantly. The training room can handle it. Probably. Maybe. Don't destroy anything expensive, the gravity chamber hummed. 100 times Earth's gravity pressed down. Yamcha's knees buckled immediately. He caught himself. Forced his body upright through sheer stubbornness. Across the room, Vegeta stood perfectly straight. Unaffected. He trained in 400 times gravity. This was nothing. Whenever you're ready, the Saiyan Prince said. Almost bored. Show me this legendary warrior's technique. Yamcha couldn't win this fight. Knew it bone deep. Vegeta was leagues beyond him in power, experience, ruthlessness. But winning wasn't the point. He dropped into a stance. Not Wolf Fang Fist. Something older. His body remembered even though his mind didn't. Feet positioned just so. Weight distributed exactly here. Hands loose, ready, patient. Vegeta's expression changed. Sharpened. That stance? Where did you learn that? I didn't. Yamcha moved. Fast. Faster than his baseline power level should allow. The gravity tried to crush him. He pushed through it. Became streamlined. Efficient. His fist rocketed toward Vegeta's solar plexus. The prince blocked. Their forearms connected. The impact sent shockwaves through the chamber. Vegeta's eyes narrowed. Again, they separated. Yamcha attacked again. Different angle. Different approach. His body flowed through combinations that felt foreign yet natural. Like wearing perfectly tailored clothes he'd never seen before. Block. Counter. Dodge. Strike. Vegeta matched him easily. Of course he did. But his expression kept shifting. Recognition. Confusion. Growing certainty. The old guard kata, Vegeta breathed. From the first dynasty. Before the warrior clans unified. Before planet Sadala exploded. I've only seen paintings of this style. Sadala? Yamcha gasped between exchanges. The original Saiyan homeworld. Destroyed in a civil war millennia ago. Planet Vegeta came after. A refuge world that became our new home. Vegeta caught Yamcha's wrist mid-strike. Held it. These techniques shouldn't exist anymore. The warriors who knew them died with Sadala. They're not dead. Yamcha pulled his arm free. Dropped back into stance. They're just waiting. Something flickered in Vegeta's eyes. Not anger. Something deeper. Older. Show me more. So Yamcha did. He let instinct guide him. Let Yamoshi's muscle memory pilot their shared body. The movements became smoother. More lethal. Each strike targeted pressure points that modern Saiyans had forgotten existed. Vegeta started sweating. Not from exertion. From concentration. He was studying Yamcha's technique with absolute focus. Recording every movement, every shift, every adjustment. There. Vegeta blocked a high kick. That pivot. That's the desert wind technique. Forbidden after the third emperor declared it too effective. Soldiers were killing officers with it. Forbidden? Yamcha spun away. Why? Because it was created to kill Saiyans stronger than you. To let the weak defeat the powerful through precision instead of raw power. Vegeta's smile was sharp. The Empire hated that. Threatened the hierarchy. They separated again. Both breathing harder now. Yamcha's body screamed under the increased gravity. His power level was maybe 500. Vegeta's resting state was probably 50,000. But he'd lasted 3 minutes. That meant something. Enough. Vegeta powered down. His aura dissipated. You're legitimate. Yamoshi's techniques flow through you like water. No one could fake that. No amount of training could replicate 10,000 years of combat experience. Yamcha collapsed. The gravity crushed him flat. Gasping. Trembling. Vegeta walked over. Looked down at him. His expression was unreadable. The legends say Yamoshi fought for 5 righteous Saiyans. Warriors who saw the Empire's corruption and chose rebellion over genocide. They performed the ritual together. Created the first Super Saiyan god. He paused. They lost. The Empire crushed them. Yamoshi survived longest but died alone, burned out from god power his body couldn't sustain. I know, Yamcha wheezed. I remember dying. Sort of. Like a dream that won't fade. Then you know what this means. Vegeta's voice dropped. Every enemy Yamoshi made. Every faction that hunted him. They're still out there. Evolved. Adapted. Waiting. He turned toward the door. Scylla was just the beginning. The Empire fell, but its remnants scattered across the universe. They'll come for you. Let them. Vegeta glanced back. One eyebrow raised. Yamcha forced himself upright against the crushing gravity. Sweat poured down his face. His muscles shook. But he met Vegeta's stare without flinching. I'm tired of being weak. Tired of being the joke. If I've got this power, this responsibility, then I'm going to use it. Learn from it. Master it. Bold words from someone who can barely stand. Bold words from someone who's standing anyway. Silence. Then Vegeta's mouth quirked. Almost a smile. Almost respect. Stay there, he said. I need to make a call. The door hissed shut behind him. Yamcha slumped back down. The gravity pinned him. He stared at the ceiling and tried not to think about how thoroughly Vegeta had dominated that exchange. But he'd learned. That was the important part. Felt Yamoshi's techniques more clearly. Understood them better. Progress. Slow, painful, terrifying progress. The door opened again. Piccolo walked in. The Namekian's presence filled the room immediately. Heavy. Ancient. Dangerous. His eyes scanned Yamcha like a threat assessment. Vegeta called, Piccolo said. No preamble. No greeting. Said you need training in soul management. That's not something Saiyans understand. They're all meat and muscle. No spiritual sophistication. And you do? I'm a Namekian. We're born from eggs wished into existence by Dragon Balls created by divine entities. Our entire species is basically spiritual magic wrapped in green skin. He crossed his arms. Plus I used to be the Demon King. Fought for control of my own soul against Kami. If anyone can help you integrate Yamoshi without losing yourself, it's me. Yamcha pushed himself upright again. The gravity didn't get easier. What do I need to do? First? Survive my training without dying. Piccolo's smile was not reassuring. Second? Learn to separate your memories from his. Right now they're bleeding together. That's dangerous. Eventually you won't know which thoughts are yours and which are his. That's already happening. Yamcha's voice was quiet. Sometimes I think in Saiyan. Sometimes I crave raw meat even though I'm vegetarian. Sometimes I look at the sky and expect to see two suns instead of one. Exactly. You're fragmenting. We need to teach you mental discipline. How to build walls. How to access Yamoshi's knowledge without drowning in his identity. Can it be done? Honestly? I don't know. This is unprecedented. But the alternative is you disappearing entirely, leaving only Yamoshi in a human body. And I don't think Poir would forgive me for letting that happen. Fair point. Piccolo sat down cross-legged. The gravity affected him minimally. He gestured for Yamcha to do the same. We start with meditation. Close your eyes. Focus inward. Find where you end and Yamoshi begins. Yamcha tried. He really did. But closing his eyes just brought the visions back stronger. He stood on a battlefield. Red sky. Twin suns. Mountains of glass. Around him, thousands of warriors fought. Saiyan against Saiyan. Armor shattered. Blood flew. The air tasted like ozone and death. Hold the line! Yamoshi's voice, his voice, no, their voice, shouted. Don't let them break through. A female warrior appeared beside him. Scarred face. Missing eye. Fierce grin. They outnumber us 20-1, Commander. Hold the line is optimistic. Then we make them regret their numbers. Yamoshi's hands glowed crimson. For Sadala. For freedom. For every Saiyan who died believing our people could be more than conquerors. The woman laughed. You always were good at speeches. And you were always good at violence, Rasha. Now prove it. They launched forward together. The battle consumed them. Yamoshi fought with precision that came from decades of practice. His opponents were strong, elite soldiers, each one powerful enough to destroy cities. But he was faster. Smarter. Brutal where necessary, efficient always. A blade came from his blind spot. He couldn't dodge. Couldn't block. Rasha intercepted. The sword pierced her chest instead of his. No! Yamoshi caught her, as she fell. Worth it, she coughed blood. Someone has to survive, to remember what we fought for. You'll survive. You'll all survive. I'll make sure of it. Stop, Rasha whispered. Stop lying. We're dead already? We knew that when we chose rebellion. Her remaining eye fixed on him. Promise me. When you do the ritual. When you become God. You'll remember us, not just yourself. All of us, I promise. She died in his arms. Around him, for other warriors fought desperately. Korra. Tanis. Brak. Orin. The 5 righteous hearts who would soon perform the Super Saiyan God ritual. But first they had to survive, and survival was looking increasingly impossible. Yamcha jerked back to awareness. Tears streamed down his face. Piccolo watched him passively. You saw Yamoshi's memories, Rasha. Her name was Rasha. She died saving him. Saving me. I felt it. Felt her life end. That's the problem. You're not just accessing memories, you're experiencing them. Living them. That's dangerous fusion, not integration. Piccolo's voice was stern but not unkind. You need separation, distance. Those memories belong to Yamoshi. Honor them. Learn from them. But don't become them. How? Yamcha wiped his eyes. How do I honor the dead without becoming haunted by them? That's the question every warrior faces eventually. The answer is different for everyone. Piccolo stood. We'll keep working on it. Daily meditation. Mental exercises. Gradually building your psychic defenses. How long will it take? As long as it needs to. Rushing this process could destroy you. He headed for the door, then paused. Yamcha. One more thing. Yamoshi fought for something. Believed in something. What do you fight for? The question hung in the air. Piccolo left before Yamcha could answer. King Kai's planet was cramped. Goku had warned him about that. Still, standing on a world barely bigger than Kame House, looking up at a sky full of impossible stars, made Yamcha feel simultaneously cosmic and claustrophobic. King Kai himself was exactly as weird as advertised. Blue skin. Antennae. Terrible sunglasses. And a sense of humor that had killed more conversations than Frisia had killed planets. So you're the reincarnation everyone's buzzing about, King Kai said. His voice carried amusement and concern. The desert bandit with a god soul hitchhiker. That's me. Yamcha tried to sound confident. Failed. Goku said you could help. Help? Maybe. Explain? Definitely. King Kai gestured to a tree stump. Sit. This is going to take a while. Yamcha sat. Bubbles the monkey chittered at him suspiciously. 10,000 years ago, King Kai began. The Saiyan race was different. Not conquerors yet. Not soldiers. Just warriors trying to survive in a hostile universe. They lived on planet Sadala, a world 4 times larger than Earth, with gravity that would crush most species instantly. Vegeta mentioned Sadala. Of course he did. It's Saiyan mythology. Their Eden. Their fall. King Kai's antennae twitched. Sadala had no single government. Hundreds of clans, constantly warring, occasionally allying against external threats. Then came the first emperor. Who was he? A Saiyan named Ragus. Powerful. Charismatic. Ruthless. He unified the clans through a combination of force and politics. Created the first empire. And for a while, it was not good, but stable. The Saiyans stopped fighting each other. Started exploring the stars. King Kai's expression darkened. Then Ragus discovered other species. Weaker species. Planets full of resources. And he had a revelation. Why negotiate when you can conquer? Why trade when you can take? The empire became invaders. Exactly. Within a century, Saiyans went from explorers to genocidal conquerors. Ragus's descendants refined the system. They'd find inhabited worlds, kill anyone who resisted, sell the planets to the highest bidder. The Saiyans became mercenaries for worse powers. The Cold Clan. The Trade Federation. Anyone with money and fewer morals. Yamcha's stomach churned. And Yamoshi fought against this, Yamoshi and 4 others. They were soldiers first, elite warriors who'd participated in dozens of planetary conquests. But something broke inside them. Maybe they saw one genocide too many. Maybe they finally looked at what they'd become and couldn't justify it anymore. King Kai shrugged. Motivation doesn't matter. Results do. They rebelled. Publicly. Loudly. Called for the Empire to stop the conquests and return to exploration. Let me guess. The Empire didn't like that. The Empire declared them traitors. Hunted them across the galaxy. And when conventional forces couldn't stop them, because Yamoshi and his companions were that good, the Emperor sent assassins. Sorcerers. Creatures that specialized in killing Saiyans. Like Scylla. Scylla was one of many. A sorceress who'd served the Empire for generations through dark rituals that extended her life. She personally killed 3 of Yamoshi's companions. The other 2 died in battle. King Kai's voice softened. Yamoshi ended up alone. Powerful, but alone. That's when he discovered the ritual. The Super Saiyan God transformation. Yes and no. The ritual requires 5 righteous Saiyans to pour their energy into a 6th. But Yamoshi only had himself. So he improvised. Used the spirits of his fallen companions. Channeled their posthumous energy through techniques that shouldn't have worked. And it burned him. The god power flooded his body faster than he could adapt. He transformed. Became something beyond mortal. But his body couldn't sustain it. King Kai's antennae drooped. He died within hours. The transformation killed him. But his soul, stubborn, determined, pissed off, refused to pass into other world. It lingered. Waited. And Scylla, clever witch that she was, trapped it, bound it with dark magic. Kept it as insurance for the day when the Empire might need gods again. Except the Empire fell. The Empire fell. Sadala destroyed itself in civil war. The surviving Saiyans fled to planet Vegeta, which eventually became Frisia's attack dogs until that planet exploded too. King Kai sighed. History is messy. But souls? Souls are stubborn. Yamoshi's essence waited. Drifted. Finally found you. Yamcha processed this. Why me? Why anyone? Reincarnation isn't predictable. Maybe your soul resonated with his. Maybe you were born at the exact moment when cosmic alignment made fusion possible. Maybe it's just random chance. King Kai smiled. Does it matter? You're here now. Carrying the legacy of a warrior who died fighting for justice. What you do with that legacy is up to you. Everyone keeps saying that. But no one tells me how, because there is no how. There's only choice. Every day. Every moment. You choose whether to honor Yamoshi's memory or be consumed by it. King Kai pointed at Yamcha's chest. That power inside you? It's dangerous. It could burn you out just like it did him. Or it could make you something new. Something that combines human adaptability with Saiyan potential. What if I'm not strong enough? Then you'll fail. And probably die. And the universe will move on. King Kai's bluntness was almost refreshing. But you are strong enough. You survived Scylla's extraction attempt. You're training with Piccolo and Vegeta. You're asking questions instead of giving up. That's strength. Maybe not the kind that shatters planets, but the kind that matters more. Yamcha stood. Bowed. Thank you, King Kai. Don't thank me yet. I haven't told you the worst part. There's a worse part? Always is. King Kai's expression turned grave. Scylla found you within days of your awakening. That means others know too. The Empire fell, but its remnants scattered. Dark cults. Treasure hunters. Warlords who'd kill for even a fraction of god power. They're coming, Yamcha. All of them. And they won't stop until you're dead or they've stolen what you carry. The stars seem to press closer. Thousands of them. Millions. Each one potentially harboring enemies. How many? Enough to keep you fighting for years. Maybe your whole life. King Kai's smile was sad. Welcome to being important. It's terrifying, isn't it? Yamcha thought about his apartment. His dojo. The simple life he'd built teaching martial arts to kids. Peace. Quiet. Safety. All gone now. He looked at his hands. Saw the faint silvery lines where Saiyan's script had burned itself into his skin. Permanent marks. Permanent changes. I miss being nobody, he admitted. Nobody misses being nobody, King Kai countered. They miss being safe. But you were never really safe, were you? Earth gets invaded every few years. Gods fight in your atmosphere. Androids, aliens, demons, danger finds you whether you want it or not. That's different. That's Goku's problem. Vegeta's problem. I'm just what? The backup fighter? The weakest Z fighter? King Kai's voice sharpened. You know what I see when I look at you. Someone who survived everything the universe threw at them through sheer stubbornness. Someone who kept training even when they plateaued. Someone who didn't give up after being dumped, broken, defeated, killed. You're not weak, Yamcha. You're persistent. And that's far more valuable. The words hit harder than any punch. Yamcha felt something loosen in his chest. Not Yamoshi's presence. His own knot of insecurity. Self-doubt. The constant comparison to Goku and Vegeta that had poisoned his confidence for years. I can work with persistent, he said quietly. Good. Because Yamoshi's memories will try to overwhelm you. His experiences are vast. His trauma is deep. But you're not him. You're Yamcha. And Yamcha has something Yamoshi never had. What's that? Friends who won't let you face this alone. Yamoshi died isolated, watching his companions fall one by one. You have Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, even Bulma in her own terrifying way. King Kai's smile was genuine now. Use that. Lean on them. Let them help carry the weight. Yamcha nodded. I will. Now get off my planet. You're making Bubbles nervous. The monkey chittered agreement. Goku appeared. Instant transmission was convenient like that, and grabbed Yamcha's shoulder. Reality folded. They vanished. King Kai watched them go, his expression thoughtful. Gregory, he said to his cricket companion, I think we just witnessed the beginning of something significant. The cricket chirped. No, not another apocalypse. Maybe the opposite. Maybe a redemption arc millennia in the making. King Kai chuckled. Either way, it's going to be interesting. Back on Earth, night had fallen. Yamcha stood in his apartment, staring at the punch-through walls from his nightmares. Plaster dust covered everything. His landlord would kill him, assuming enemies didn't kill him first. He walked to the bathroom. Looked in the mirror. His reflection stared back. Same face. Same scars. Same eyes. But different somehow. Like staring at a photograph that had been subtly altered. The person in the mirror was Yamcha. Was also not quite Yamcha. Was becoming something new. The marks on his skin caught lamplight. Glowed faintly. Saiyan's script that translated itself in his mind. Strength through adversity. Honor through sacrifice. Freedom through rebellion. Yamoshi's motto. His creed. The words he'd lived and died by. Yamcha touched the marks. They felt warm. Alive. I'll honor your memory, he whispered to the ghost inside him. But I won't become you. I'll be something better. Something that learns from your mistakes. No response. But he felt something like approval pulse through their shared soul. His phone buzzed. Text from Krillin. Training tomorrow. 6 a.m. Don't be late. Vegeta's idea of light warm-up almost killed me today. Another text. From Piccolo. Meditation at noon. Bring water. And maybe painkillers. Your mind is a mess. Third text. From Bulma. New skin results came in. You're evolving faster than predicted. We need to monitor this daily. Also, you're paying for the walls you destroyed in the gravity chamber. Fourth text. From Vegeta? Don't die before I finish studying your techniques. That's an order. Yamcha laughed. It came out slightly hysterical. 1 week ago, he'd been nobody. The forgotten Z-fighter. The joke. Now he was apparently important. Dangerous. A reincarnated warrior carrying the soul of a god. His life had gone insane, and somehow, impossibly, he felt more alive than he had in years. Puar floated in through the window. You okay? Honestly? No. But I'm getting there. Good. Because Goku just called. He sensed something weird heading toward Earth. Fast. Of course he did. Yamcha grabbed his GI. Started changing. How fast? 3 hours maybe. Maybe less. Great. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. He tied his belt. Checked his power level. Still pathetically low. Still barely 500. But numbers didn't tell the whole story anymore. He had Yamoshi's techniques. Piccolo's training. Vegeta's reluctant mentorship. King Kai's wisdom. Friends who'd fight beside him. And most importantly, he had something worth protecting. Worth fighting for. Worth possibly dying for. Purpose. Direction. Meaning. Let's go, he told Puar. Whatever's coming, we'll face it together. They flew into the night sky. The stars glittered overhead. Beautiful. Vast. Full of dangers he couldn't even imagine. Somewhere up there, enemies approached. Scylla's allies. Empire remnants. Power-hungry warlords who wanted to harvest god essence. Let them come. The desert wolf had teeth now. And he was done running. Behind him, Tokyo's lights blazed. Millions of people sleeping peacefully, unaware of cosmic threats. Yamcha would keep it that way. Would stand between them and danger. Would fight until his body gave out. Because that's what Yamoshi had done. That's what heroes did. And if he was being honest, really, truly honest, part of him was almost looking forward to it. The warrior inside him stirred. Eager. Ready, Yamcha smiled. It was not a nice smile. All right, Yamoshi, he murmured. Let's show them what we can do. The night swallowed them both. And in the darkness between stars, something ancient and hungry smiled back. The game was just beginning. Vegeta's fist screamed through the air. No warning. No declaration. Just violence compressed into a single strike that would have liquefied a normal human. Yamcha's body moved. Not him moving it. It moving him. Muscles firing on ancient autopilot. Nerves singing with 10,000-year-old combat wisdom. His arms snapped up. Blocked. The collision sent shockwaves rippling through his bones. The impact crater beneath his feet spiderwebbed outward. Concrete pulverized. Dust exploded skyward. Vegeta's eyes blazed. Again. They'd been at this for 17 minutes. 17 minutes of the Saiyan prince trying to murder him. 17 minutes of Yamcha somehow, impossibly, surviving. The gravity chamber's walls groaned under the pressure. 200 times Earth's gravity now. Yamcha's knees wanted to buckle. His spine compressed. Every breath felt like swallowing broken glass. Vegeta didn't care. The prince attacked from 3 angles simultaneously. Afterimages, not clones. Yamcha's vision stuttered trying to track them all. Left. Right. Above. Which one was real? All of them, Yamoshi's memories whispered. He's moving so fast reality can't keep up. The old masters called it the Trinity Fist. Yamcha twisted. Dropped. Rolled. 3 fists hammered the space where his head had been. The concrete there turned to powder. He sprang upward. Launched a counter-strike. Wolf-form fist but different, sharper, more vicious, carrying echoes of techniques that predated recorded history. Vegeta caught his wrist. Stopped the attack cold. Their faces were inches apart. The prince's breath was hot. His eyes were fascinated. There, Vegeta hissed. Right there. That shoulder rotation. That weight distribution. That's the Fawn of Sadala. The forbidden technique that killed Emperor Ragus III. His grip tightened. Where did you learn it? I didn't, Vegeta threw him. Yamcha's body became a missile. He crashed through the chamber's reinforced wall. Through the corridor beyond. Through 3 more walls before momentum finally quit. He tasted copper. Felt ribs grinding. Everything hurt. Get up. Can't. Get up. That was Yamoshi. Not suggesting. Demanding. Yamcha pushed himself to his feet. His arms shook. Blood dripped from his nose, his mouth, a cut above his eye he didn't remember getting. Vegeta walked through the hole he'd created. Not flying. Walking. Taking his time. His boots crunched on rubble. You shouldn't be standing, the prince said. Conversational. Like discussing weather. That throw should have broken your spine in 47 places. Human durability doesn't account for this. Good thing I'm not entirely human anymore. No. You're not. Vegeta's eyes narrowed. Your key signature is wrong. It was normal 3 weeks ago, pathetically weak, but normal. Human energy. Now it tastes like. He paused. His nose actually twitched, like old blood. Battlefields. Rebellion. Like the royal vault smell when you open doors that haven't been unsealed in generations. That's weirdly specific. I'm a prince. I notice things. Vegeta crossed his arms. Tell me about the visions. Exact details. Locations. Faces. Names. Yamcha's mind reeled. The visions came faster now. Clearer. Like watching high-definition footage instead of degraded film. Red sky. Twin suns. Mountains made of black glass. Warriors fighting everywhere. Hundreds of them, maybe thousands. Their armor looks like yours but older. More ornate. They're not using ki blasts much, mostly hand-to-hand. Brutal. Efficient. Vegeta's expression shifted. Shock flickered across his features before he crushed it down. That's planet Sadella. Before the Civil War. Before it exploded. His voice dropped. I've seen paintings. Ancient murals in the royal vaults. They match your description exactly, but those images are restricted. Classified. How? Because Yamoshi lived it. Yamcha's voice cracked. He fought on Sadella. Bled on Sadella. Watched it die on Sadella when the Empire's weapons tore the planet apart from the inside. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Then Vegeta laughed. Not his usual mocking bark. This was different. Darker. Almost broken. Of course. Of course it's real. The greatest traitor in Saiyan history decides to reincarnate inside the weakest Z fighter. The universe's sense of humor is vindictive. He ran a hand through his hair. Do you understand what this means? What you are? Apparently I'm a walking history lesson. You're a threat. Vegeta's aura flared. White energy crackled around his body. Not attacking. Warning. Yamoshi didn't just fight the Empire. He created the Super Saiyan God transformation, the ritual that lets mortals touch divine power. That knowledge is in your head somewhere. Locked behind memories. Behind genetic code that's restructuring your DNA as we speak. So? Vegeta's voice pitched upward. So every power-hungry warlord in the universe will want to crack your skull open and harvest what's inside. So Tsula was just the first assassin, not the last. So you've painted a target on Earth that makes Frisia's vendetta look friendly. I know. Yamcha met his stare. King Kai explained. I'm dangerous. I'm a liability. I should probably lock myself in a bunker somewhere until this blows over. Smart plan. Too bad I'm done being smart. Yamcha straightened despite his injuries. I spent years being careful. Being weak. Being the guy who stays back because he's not strong enough to matter. I'm tired, Vegeta. Tired of watching from the sidelines. If I've got this power, if Yamoshi chose me, then I'm going to use it. Vegeta studied him. Really looked. His eyes tracked the marks on Yamcha's skin. The Saiyan script that glowed faintly even now. The way Yamcha stood despite catastrophic injuries. The set of his jaw. The determination bleeding through his pain. You'll die, Vegeta said flatly. Probably. Your human body can't contain God essence. You'll burn out. Literally. Your cells will ignite from the inside. Then I'll burn bright before I go. Idiot. Warrior. The word hung between them. Not challenge. Recognition. Vegeta's expression shifted again. Something almost like respect flickered in those dark eyes. Fine. You want to use this power? Then we do it properly. He turned toward the exit. Follow me. We're going somewhere the cameras can't reach. Why? Because what I'm about to show you is treason. And I'd prefer Bulma doesn't have video evidence. The wasteland stretched endlessly. 40 miles outside West City. Nothing but desert. Sand. Rocks. Heat that made the air shimmer. Perfect. Vegeta landed in the center of nowhere. Yamcha touched down beside him. Poir hovered nervously nearby. Maybe I should, the shapeshifter started. Go. Vegeta didn't look at him. This is Saiyan business. You're a liability, Poir bristled. Started to argue. Yamcha shook his head slightly. Trust me. The little blue cat vanished toward the horizon. They were alone now. Just desert. Sky. Two warriors standing on opposite ends of something ancient and dangerous. Before we begin, Vegeta said, I need to explain something about Saiyan culture. About what Yamoshi represents to my people. He's a traitor. You made that clear. He's more than that. He's our original sin. Vegeta stared at the horizon. Saiyan children are told bedtime stories about Yamoshi the betrayer. How he turned against the Empire. How he corrupted good soldiers into rebels. How his arrogance nearly destroyed our entire race. That's propaganda. Of course it's propaganda. The Empire rewrote history after his death. Made him a villain. A cautionary tale. Vegeta's hands clenched. But in the royal vaults, the deepest ones, the ones only the king and his heir can access, there are different records. Older accounts. Letters. Journals. Battle reports. He turned. Faced Yamcha directly. Yamoshi wasn't a traitor. He was a hero. The Empire was committing genocides. Wiping out entire species for profit. Selling planets like merchandise. And Yamoshi said no? He gathered 4 other warriors who'd seen enough death, enough horror, and they rebelled. You knew this? You've always known this? Since I was 8 years old. My father showed me the vaults. Made me read the original documents. Then he looked me in the eye and said, this is what happens when warriors develop conscience. They become weak. They die. Never make Yamoshi's mistake. Vegeta's laugh was bitter. Father made me memorize anti-Yamoshi propaganda. Repeated on command. Proved my loyalty. But you didn't believe it. I was terrified by it. Because part of me, the part one tried to bury, agreed with Yamoshi. Thought maybe genocide was wrong. Maybe we'd become monsters. His aura flared briefly. Then Frieza killed my father, destroyed my planet. Enslaved me. And I thought, this is what happens when you serve tyrants. They turn on you eventually. Yamoshi was right. Yamcha felt his chest tighten. This was more than Vegeta had ever shared. More vulnerability than the proud prince usually showed. Why tell me this? Because you need to understand. Yamoshi's legacy isn't simple. He wasn't purely good or purely evil. He was a warrior who made impossible choices in terrible circumstances. And those choices got him killed. Vegeta's eyes bored into him. You carry his soul. His memories. His mistakes. If you're going to honor that legacy, you need to learn from his failures. What failures? He fought alone. The words dropped like stones. His 4 companions died. One by one they fell. And Yamoshi kept fighting. Kept believing he could win through sheer determination. Pure power. Righteous anger. Vegeta's voice went cold. He was wrong. The Empire crushed him. Not because he was weak. He was possibly the strongest Saiyan who ever lived. But because he was isolated. Cut off. Hunted. Eventually, inevitably, they wore him down. So what? I should give up? No, idiot. You should not make his mistake. Vegeta stepped closer. You have something Yamoshi never had. Allies. Friends. People who'll fight beside you instead of watching you die. Including you? Vegeta's jaw tightened. Don't misunderstand. I'm not doing this out of sentiment. Or friendship. Or any of that nauseating Earth nonsense. Then why? Because you're the closest thing to a living Saiyan ancestor I'll ever meet. Your techniques predate my entire family line. The knowledge in your head is priceless. His eyes blazed. And because maybe, helping you means I can finally correct the mistakes my people made 10,000 years ago. Yamcha's throat went tight. That's the most emotional thing I've ever heard you say. Shut up. Vegeta, are you going soft on? Vegeta punched him. Not hard. not by Vegeta's standards. Just enough to split Yamcha's lip and make his point. We're not friends, the prince growled. We're temporary allies with aligned interests. The moment you become a liability, I'll put you down myself. Understood? Yamcha spat blood. Grinned. Crystal clear. Good. Now transform. What? You heard me. Transform. Manifest that crimson aura you showed against Scylla. I need to see it up close. Study it. Understand what you're working with. I can't just turn it on. It happens when I'm desperate. When my life's threatened. Vegeta's smile was terrifying. Then I'll threaten your life. He vanished. Pure speed. Yamcha's eyes couldn't track it. One moment Vegeta stood 10 feet away. Next moment, pain exploded in his kidneys. Vegeta had teleported behind him. Need him. Yamcha folded. Collapsed. Before he hit the ground, Vegeta caught him. Threw him skyward. Yamcha tumbled through the air. Disoriented. Gasping. Vegeta appeared above him. Hammered down with both fists. Sent him rocketing toward the desert floor. Impact. Crater. Dust cloud. Yamcha's ribs screamed. His vision doubled. Blood filled his mouth. Get up, Yamoshi whispered. He's testing you. Testing us. Testing or killing? Same thing to science. Fair point. Yamcha pushed himself upright. The world spun. He forced it to stabilize through sheer stubbornness. Vegeta landed nearby. Nothing? No transformation? No desperate power surge? You haven't threatened my life enough. Is that so? Vegeta's aura exploded. Golden energy consumed him. His hair spiked upward, turning blonde. His eyes became teal. Super Saiyan. How about now? Oh no. Vegeta, wait. The prince attacked. No mercy. No hesitation. Full Super Saiyan power compressed into a single strike aimed at Yamcha's heart. Time slowed. Yamcha saw the fist coming. Saw death approaching at relativistic speeds. His body couldn't dodge. Couldn't block. Couldn't. The marks on his skin ignited. Crimson light exploded from every cell. His power level skyrocketed. Not to Super Saiyan levels, nowhere close, but enough. Barely enough. His hand snapped up. Caught Vegeta's fist. The impact shattered the desert floor. Sand turned to glass. A shockwave rolled outward for miles. Birds fled the sky. Animals stampeded. Vegeta's eyes widened fractionally. Yamcha stood there. Trembling. Glowing. His aura burned crimson, not golden like a Super Saiyan, not white like normal Ki. Deep, bloody red shot through with veins of black lightning. There it is, Vegeta breathed. The proto-transformation. The what? The original form. Before the Super Saiyan God ritual refined it. This is what Yamoshi looked like when he first touched divine power. Vegeta pulled his fist back slowly. Crude. Unstable. Inefficient. But real. Yamcha looked down at himself. His muscles had swollen slightly, not grotesquely, just denser. More defined. The marks on his skin blazed like brands. His senses had sharpened. He could feel everything, every grain of sand, every air current, every beat of his racing heart. Power flooded through him. Intoxicating. Terrifying. It felt right and wrong simultaneously. How long can you hold it? Vegeta asked. I don't. The transformation cut out. Just died. Like someone flipped a switch. The crimson aura vanished. His power level plummeted. His muscles deflated. He collapsed to his knees, gasping. 30 seconds, Vegeta noted clinically. Pathetic. Bite me. You need training. Real training. Not the amateur hour nonsense you've been doing. Vegeta powered down. His hair darkened. His aura dissipated. That transformation is your key to survival, but right now it's useless. It drains you completely, offers minimal power boost, and leaves you vulnerable afterward, so make it better, that's the plan. But it requires something dangerous. Something that goes against every survival instinct you have. What? Vegeta's expression went deadly serious. You need to nearly die. Repeatedly. Push your body to the absolute edge of destruction, then pull back at the last second. It's called Zenkai training. Every time a Saiyan recovers from near-death, their power increases exponentially. I'm not a Saiyan, your soul is. Your DNA has Saiyan markers. That's enough. Maybe. Possibly. We'll find out. Vegeta cracked his knuckles. This will hurt. How much? Imaginably. That's not a real answer. No. But it's accurate. Yamcha forced himself upright. His legs shook. His whole body screamed for rest. But he met Vegeta's eyes without flinching. Do it, Vegeta smiled. It was not a nice smile. Remember. You asked for this. The first round nearly killed him. Vegeta didn't hold back. Couldn't afford to. Zenkai training required genuine death proximity, not sparring. He broke Yamcha's left arm. Compound fracture. Bone jutting through skin. Yamcha screamed. Kept fighting. Vegeta shattered 3 ribs. Punctured a lung. Yamcha coughed blood. Kept fighting. Vegeta kicked him so hard his spleen ruptured. Internal bleeding. Critical damage. Yamcha's vision went black at the edges. Now, Yamoshi whispered. Now or never. Transform or die. The crimson aura exploded, not stronger than before. Just faster. The transformation came quicker. His body remembered the process. Adapted. 45 seconds this time before it cut out. Yamcha collapsed. Genuinely dying now. His heartbeat stuttered. His breathing stopped. Vegeta grabbed him. Shoved a senzu bean in his mouth. Chew, idiot. Chew. Yamcha's jaw barely worked. But he managed. Bit down. The bean's magic flooded through him. Bones knit. Organs regenerated. Lung tissue reformed. He gasped. Lived. His power level was higher. Not much, maybe 20%, but higher. Again, Vegeta said. Are you insane? Probably. Again. The second round was worse. Vegeta used ki blasts this time. Precision strikes that didn't kill instantly but destroyed systematically. Burns covered Yamcha's body. 3rd degree. 4th degree in places. His skin crackled. Charred. He transformed. Lasted 50 seconds, collapsed. Another senzu bean. Another recovery. Another incremental power increase. Again. 3rd round. 4th. 5th. They went until sunset. Until Yamcha had burned through Vegeta's entire supply of senzu beans. Until his body had died and resurrected so many times he'd lost count. By the end, he could hold the proto-transformation for 90 seconds. His base power level had doubled. From 500 to 1,000, still pathetically weak by Saiyan standards. But progress. Real, measurable progress. Yamcha lay in the crater they'd created. His body was whole. The last senzu had healed everything, but exhausted in ways sleep wouldn't fix. His soul felt scraped raw. Vegeta sat nearby. Also exhausted, though he'd never admit it. You're tougher than you look, the prince said grudgingly. Thanks. I think. Don't let it go to your head. You're still weak. Still human. Still a liability in any real fight. But you're improving. Faster than predicted. The Saiyan genetics are activating. Responding to stress. Your body is learning. Vegeta stood. We'll do this again tomorrow. And the next day. And every day until that transformation stops being a party trick and starts being a weapon. I might die. You definitely might die. But you'll die stronger. Vegeta's eyes glinted. That's all any warrior can ask for. He flew off. Left Yamcha alone in the desert. The sun had set completely now. Stars emerged. Billions of them. The universe stretched overhead in all its terrible, beautiful vastness. Yamcha stared up at infinity. Felt impossibly small. Impossibly insignificant. Then felt Yamoshi's presence stir inside him. Not speaking. Just there. Solid. Supportive. 2 souls. 1 body. Partners against the darkness. We can do this, Yamcha whispered to the stars. We can become strong enough. Fast enough. We can, his senses screamed. New key signature. Approaching fast. Wrong somehow. Twisted. Sharp. Yamcha forced himself upright. His exhausted body protested. He ignored it. 3 figures materialized in the air above him, not Scylla. Different enemies, but radiating the same ancient malice. The leader, a male Saiyan with silver armor and a scar bisecting his face, smiled down at him. Well, the reincarnation. Scylla said you were interesting. She was wrong. The Scion's smile widened. You're delicious. Who are you? I am Kaze, huntsman of the Void Clan, collector of rare souls. And you? He licked his lips. You're the rarest catch in 10,000 years. The other 2, a female with purple skin and a hulking brute with cybernetic implants, spread out, surrounding him, cutting off escape routes. Yamcha's heart hammered. His body was wrecked. His power level barely crested 400. The Senzu beans were gone. He had nothing left, except Yamoshi's memories. His techniques. His refusal to quit even when every logical calculation said give up. Yamcha dropped into a stance. The ancient guard position. His hands glowed faint crimson. Come on then, he said. Voice steady despite the terror. Let's see what you've got. Kaze laughed. Oh, I like you. This will be fun. They attacked, all 3 simultaneously. Professional. Coordinated. Lethal. Yamcha moved, not fast enough to win, but fast enough to survive. He slipped between strikes. Redirected energy blasts. Used their numbers against them, positioning so they hindered each other. Yamoshi's tactical genius flowed through him. 10,000 years of combat experience compressed into split-second decisions. Block. Dodge. Counter. Retreat. His body was failing. Muscles tearing. Bones fracturing. He'd pushed too hard today. Zenkai training had left him vulnerable, but he didn't stop. The female Saiyan caught him with a kick. His ribs cracked, again. He spun with the momentum. Turned the impact into a striking angle. His fist connected with her jaw. She staggered. The brute grabbed him from behind. Crushing bear hug. Cybernetic arms compressing. Yamcha's spine creaked. Transform, Yamoshi urged. Now or we die. Can't, no energy. Find some. Yamcha reached deep. Deeper than he'd ever gone. Past his human limits. Past his Saiyan markers. Into the space where his soul touched Yamoshi's. The proto-transformation ignited, weaker this time. Barely there. His aura flickered like a dying flame. But enough, he roared. Power surged. The cybernetic arms buckled. He broke free. Spun. Hammered an elbow into the brute's temple. The big Saiyan dropped. 2 down. Kaze appeared in front of him. Not attacking. Just watching. Studying. Fascinating. You're completely empty. Running on fumes and spite. Yet you keep moving. His eyes gleamed. Yamoshi really did choose well. You have his stubbornness. His refusal to die gracefully. Not dying at all. Oh, but you are. Look at yourself. Your transformation is guttering out. Your body is shutting down. Organ failure in approximately 90 seconds. Kaze tilted his head. I could kill you now. Harvest your soul before it scatters. Or, he paused. Smiled. Or I could let you live. Let you grow stronger. Make the hunt more interesting when I come back. He gestured. His 2 companions stood, injured but functional. Consider this mercy. Or cruelty. They're the same thing really. Why? Because you're not ready yet. Killing you now would be like eating unripe fruit. Disappointing. Kaze rose into the air. Train. Evolve. Become worthy prey. Then I'll return. And we'll see if you've grown teeth. They vanished. Just blinked out. Instant transmission or something similar. Yamcha stood alone again. His transformation died. His power level crashed. He swayed. Started to fall. Strong hands caught him. Idiot, Vegeta's voice growled. I sensed them coming. Was flying back to help. You're lucky they left voluntarily. Lucky, yeah, you would have died. Again. Messily this time. But didn't, Vegeta sighed. Actually sighed. Like Yamcha was a frustrating child who'd somehow exceeded low expectations. No. You didn't. The prince lifted him. Started flying toward West City. You survived 3 assassins while completely exhausted. Used techniques I've only seen in paintings. Refused to quit even when your body was literally dying. So, pass? Don't push your luck. But Yamcha heard it in his voice. The thing Vegeta would never say directly. Respect. Hard-earned. Grudging. Real. They flew in silence. The stars wheeled overhead. The desert gave way to cityscape. Lights blazed below. Civilization, ignorant and beautiful. Yamcha's eyes drifted closed. Exhaustion pulled him under. His last conscious thought, we survived. Today we survived. Tomorrow we'll do better. Tomorrow we'll be stronger. The darkness claimed him. But it wasn't empty. Yamoshi's presence wrapped around his consciousness like armor. Like comfort. Rest, warrior, the ancient Saiyan whispered. You've earned it. For once, Yamcha didn't argue. He woke in a medical pod at Capsule Corp. Green fluid surrounded him. Breathing tube down his throat. Sensors covering every inch of skin. Through the glass, he saw Bulma working frantically at a console. Vegeta stood behind her, arms crossed, face unreadable. Goku was there too. And Piccolo. And Krillin. All of them watching. Waiting. His family. His nakama. The people who wouldn't let him face this alone. Yamcha closed his eyes again. Smiled despite the breathing tube. Let the enemies come. Let the hunters circle. Let the universe throw everything it had at him. He wasn't alone, and that made all the difference. The medical pod hummed. His body healed. His power grew, and deep inside, Yamoshi's soul burned bright with something like pride. The desert wolf was learning to bite, and the prince had finally noticed. The medical pod shattered, not opened. Shattered. Glass exploded outward. Green fluid gushed across Capsule Corp's pristine floor. Alarm screamed. Yamcha stood in the wreckage. Naked. Dripping. Eyes blazing crimson. Impossible, Bulma breathed. You've only been in there 6 hours. The cellular regeneration needs at least. They're coming. Yamcha's voice doubled. His. Yamoshi's. Both speaking simultaneously. 3 groups. Different directions. All converging on this location. Vegeta's scouter beeped frantically. He's right. Multiple signatures. Power levels ranging from shit. 15,000. 20,000. 30,000. How? Goku appeared beside them, instant transmission crackling reality. His face was serious. Combat ready. How do they keep finding you so fast? Yamcha touched his chest. The marks glowed beneath his skin. Pulsing. Broadcasting. The script. The Saiyan writing. It's not just decoration. His fingers traced the symbols. It's a beacon. Scylla branded me during the extraction attempt. Every time I transform, it sends out a signal, like blood in water. Sharks smell it from galaxies away. Can we remove it? Krillin had appeared. Battle-scarred. Determined. Bulma, can you? It's soul deep, Piccolo interrupted. The Namekian materialized through the wall. Dramatic as always. Physical removal would kill him. The marks are anchored to Yamoshi's essence. Cut one out, you cut out part of his reincarnated soul, so we're trapped. Yamcha grabbed a spare GI from a storage locker. Started dressing. Fast. Efficient. Every fight. Every transformation. Every time I access Yamoshi's power, I ring the dinner bell. Vegeta smiled. Sharp. Predatory. Good. Everyone stared. Good? Bulma's voice pitched upward. Vegeta, what part of assassins converging on our home sounds good to you? The part where they come to us instead of hunting civilians. The prince cracked his knuckles. Yamcha's right. He's marked. That means we control the battlefield. Choose where they find him. Set the terms. An ambush, Goku said slowly. Understanding dawning. We evacuate the city. Draw them somewhere isolated. Then hit them with everything we've got. Not we. You. Yamcha finished tying his belt. This is my problem. My hunters. I won't risk. Shut up. Vegeta's voice cut like a blade. You're packed now. Whether you like it or not. Saiyans protect their own. I'm not. Your soul is. Your DNA is. That's enough. Vegeta's eyes blazed. Besides, these hunters have techniques from the before time. Fighting them means I learn. Knowledge is power. I want that power. Typical Vegeta logic. Brutal. Pragmatic. Surprisingly loyal. Yamcha felt something crack in his chest. Not breaking. Opening. Letting light in. Okay, he whispered. Okay. We fight together. Damn right we do. Krillin grinned. Nervous but genuine. You think I'm letting you have all the fun? Fun? Tien appeared in the doorway. Kaiatsu floated beside him. 3 groups of ancient assassins sounds like suicide. Exactly. Tien's third eye glinted. When has that ever stopped us? The building shuddered. Not an earthquake. Something hitting the external shields. Testing defenses. They're here. Bulma's console lit up like a Christmas tree. Red warnings everywhere. North perimeter. 20 contacts. Power levels spiking. They're not hiding anymore. Good. Yamcha walked toward the window. His reflection stared back. Marked. Changed. Ready. Neither are we. His aura exploded. Crimson fire consumed him. The proto-transformation activated instantly now. No warm-up. No hesitation. Just power. 60 seconds. That's how long he could hold it after 6 hours of accelerated healing. 60 seconds to make a difference. He flew through the window. Glass scattered. The night air hit him like a slap. Below, West City sprawled. Millions of lights. Millions of people. Millions of lives depending on him to draw the monsters away. Behind him, the others followed. Goku in base form, conserving energy. Vegeta already transformed, golden aura blazing. Piccolo's weighted clothing hitting the ground with thuds. Tien and Kaiatsu coordinating telepathically. Krillin cracking his neck, looking small and brave and absolutely terrifying when properly motivated. The Z-Fighters. His Z-Fighters. Yamcha grinned. Feral. Excited. Come on then, he shouted at the darkness. Come get me, the shadows answered. They hit from 3 directions simultaneously. Professional. Coordinated. Ruthless. North, 15 warriors in crimson armor. Ancient Saiyan design. They moved in formation. Tactical. Disciplined. Their leader, a woman with white hair braided into a whip, pointed at Yamcha. Target acquired. Extraction Protocol Omega. Kill anyone who interferes. East, 8 figures wrapped in shadow. Not metaphorical shadow. Actual darkness that moved wrong. Their key signatures were hollow. Empty. Like staring into void space given form. South, Kaze. The huntsman. He'd brought friends this time. 12 more Void Clan members. All scarred. All experienced. All smiling. Told you I'd be back, Kaze called. His voice carried impossible distances. Ready to die properly this time? Yamcha's response was simple. He attacked. Not toward Kaze. Too obvious. The huntsman expected that. He shot toward the shadow-wrapped assassins. The ones radiating wrongness. Yamoshi's memories screamed. Recognition. Terror. Ancient trauma. Soul Eaters, the dead Saiyan whispered. Don't let them touch you. Don't let them. Too late. Yamcha's fist connected with the lead shadow thing. His knuckles passed through it. No resistance. No impact. Just cold. Cold that burned worse than fire. Cold that reached past his skin, past his bones, straight into his essence. The shadow wrapped around his arm. Started pulling. Not pulling his body. Pulling his soul. Yamcha screamed. The sound echoed wrong. Distorted. His vision doubled. He saw himself from outside, his body convulsing, his aura flickering, something vital being ripped away strand by strand. Then Vegeta was there. The prince grabbed the shadow thing. His Super Saiyan aura blazed so bright it hurt to watch. The light burned the darkness. The creature shrieked, a sound that made eardrums bleed, and released Yamcha. Idiot! Vegeta snarled. Soul Eaters feed on ki. The more power you channel, the easier you are to drain. Would have been nice to know earlier. Would have been nice if you waited for strategy instead of charging in like Kakarot. Fair point. The Soul Eaters reorganized. 8 of them now focusing on Vegeta. The brightest light. The easiest target. Big mistake. Vegeta's smile was apocalyptic. You want energy? Here. Take it all, he erupted. Not Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan Blue. Divine Ki flooded the battlefield. The Soul Eaters lunged. Hungry. Desperate. They touched his aura and screamed. God Ki wasn't normal energy. It was refined. Compressed. Potent. Like drinking gasoline instead of water. They burned from the inside. Convulsed. Shattered. 7 of them disintegrated instantly. The 8th fled, trailing smoke. Next time, Vegeta said conversationally, use your brain before your fists. Yamcha didn't respond. Couldn't. His soul felt stretched. Thin. Like fabric pulled too tight. Goku appeared beside him. Steadying hand on his shoulder. You okay? Define okay. Can you fight? Always. That's my boy. Goku's grin was sunshine. Pure. Uncomplicated. Let's show these guys why Earth's a bad place to hunt. The crimson-armored warriors descended. 15 against 2. Should have been massacre. It was. Just not the way they expected. Goku moved. Not fast. Instantaneous. One moment beside Yamcha. Next moment behind 3 warriors. His palm tapped each spine. Gentle. Precise. They dropped. Unconscious. Pressure points hit with surgical accuracy. You don't have to kill, Goku said. Still smiling. Still that terrifying sunshine warrior who'd beaten gods with kindness. Just stop them. The remaining 12 hesitated. Recalculated. Their leader, white-haired woman, snarled. He's using Yamoshi's techniques. The pressure points from the before time. No, Yamcha corrected. His transformation blazed brighter. 60 seconds nearly up, but who was counting? I'm using my own techniques. Informed by his knowledge. There's a difference. He launched forward. Wolf Fang fist but evolved. Each strike targeted ancient Saiyan anatomy. Weak points bred into the species 10,000 years ago. Vulnerabilities that modern Saiyans had forgotten existed. 3 warriors fell. 4. 5. The white-haired leader blocked his final strike. Her eyes widened. That stance? That's the rebellion style. Only 5 Saiyans ever mastered it. Yamoshi and his. I know. Yamcha's voice was ice. I remember every single one. He pivoted. Swept her legs. She crashed down. His elbow dropped toward her throat. Stopped. Millimeters from killing her. You're beaten, he said quietly. Run. Tell your employers the extraction failed. Tell them I'm not alone anymore. She stared up at him. Reading his face. Reading truth. Then she vanished. Instant transmission. Her remaining warriors followed. 12 enemies. Gone in 90 seconds. Yamcha's transformation cut out. He dropped. Gasping. Empty. Goku caught him. Again. Good restraint. Killing her would have made you a target for blood feuds. Wasn't restraint. Yamcha coughed. Tasted copper. Was strategy. Let her report back. Let them know I'm protected. Maybe they'll think twice. Or they'll send more. Vegeta landed nearby. Barely winded. Showing off. Kaze's group is still out there. As if summoned, the huntsman appeared. Didn't attack. Just watched. His 12 clan members spread out. Surrounding but not engaging. Impressive, Kaze said. His smile was genuine. Appreciative. The Soul Eaters failed. The Red Guard retreated. You're learning. Growing. Ripening. What do you want? Yamcha forced himself upright. His body screamed. His soul ached. But he stood. What I've always wanted. A worthy hunt. Kaze gestured expansively. You're not ready yet. Close. But not quite. So I'll give you a gift. I don't want Information. Kaze's smile sharpened. 3 more groups are coming. Not today. Not tomorrow. But soon. The Soul Collectors. The Essence Priests. And... He paused. The Cold Clan. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Frisia's people? Vegeta's voice dropped to murder range. They're involved? Not Frisia. Older. Chilla. Frisia's ancestor. He's been in stasis for millennia. But your little light show? Kaze pointed at Yamcha. The beacon in your soul? It woke him up. He's very interested in divine essence. Plans to harvest it. Use it to restore his empire. How do you know this? Piccolo demanded. The Namekian had appeared silently. Classic Piccolo entrance. Because I'm a huntsman. Information is currency. I trade. Sell. Collect. Kaze's eyes glinted. And I'm telling you for free because your death at Chilla's hands would be boring. No sport. No challenge. Just power differential. So you're helping us? Krillin sounded skeptical. I'm helping myself. To a better hunt. Later. Kaze rose into the air. His clan followed. Train. Evolve. Become gods if you can. Then I'll return. And we'll see if you've grown teeth. They vanished. Again. Different method. Void space folding. Here then gone. The battlefield fell silent. Just Z-fighters. Broken pavement. Scorch marks. Chilla, Vegeta said. His voice was wrong. Tight. Almost scared. That's problematic. You know him? Goku asked. Only from records. Frisia's ancestor. Ruled the northern quadrants 3,000 years ago. Made Frisia look merciful. Used to collect species. Study them. Find their breaking points. Then exterminate them for fun. Sounds delightful, Tien muttered. He's been in stasis this whole time? Yamcha felt dizzy. Not from exhaustion. From implications. How powerful? Unknown. Frisia claimed Chilla was twice as strong. But Frisia lied constantly. Could be propaganda. Could be understatement. Vegeta's jaw clenched. Either way. We're not ready. Then we get ready. Yamcha's hands clenched. How long do we have? Kaze didn't say. Piccolo's expression was grim. Could be days. Could be weeks. We prepare for worst case. Which is? Krillin asked. Hours, Vegeta said flatly. We prepare like he's coming now. Because if he's anything like Frisia, he'll want to make an entrance. Thunder rolled. No clouds. Clear sky. Just pressure building. Everyone looked up. You jinxed it, Goku said. Not accusatory. Just factual. I know. The sky ripped. Not tore. Not opened. Ripped. Like fabric shredding. Reality itself protesting the violation. Through the wound stepped a figure. Tall. Slender. Covered in crystalline armor that reflected starlight in impossible colors. His tail swished behind him. Longer than Frisia's. More segmented. Almost elegant. His face was beautiful. Terrifyingly beautiful. Like someone had sculpted perfection and added just enough wrongness to make it hurt to look at. Lord Chilla smiled down at them. His eyes were empty. Dead. Ancient. How wonderful, he said. His voice was silk. Poison. Honey over razors. The beacon led me to a party. How thoughtful. His power level registered. Vegeta's scouter exploded. Just shattered on his face from the readings. Chilla descended. Slowly. Savoring their terror. Now then. Which one of you carries Yamoshi's soul? I'm eager to add it to my collection. Yamcha stepped forward. Not bravery. Not heroism. Just exhaustion. He was tired. Tired of running. Tired of hiding. Tired of being hunted. Me, he said simply. I'm your target. Chilla's smile widened. How refreshingly direct. Most pray beg. Plead. Try negotiating. He tilted his head. You're different. There's something in your eyes. Not acceptance. Not surrender. Something. Sharper. It's called being done with your bullshit. Silence. Then Chilla laughed. Pure. Delighted. Oh, I like you. This will be fun. He moved. Fast. Impossibly fast. Not instant transmission. Just speed that made physics cry. His finger extended. Death beam charging. Aimed at Yamcha's heart. Goku intercepted. Super Saiyan Blue. His hand caught Chilla's wrist. Stop the attack. If you want him, Goku said. Voice hard. Eyes harder. You go through us first. Chilla glanced at the hand restraining him. Looked at Goku. Raised one eyebrow. How quaint. A Super Saiyan. Blue variant. Divine Ki. Impressive. His tail whipped. Faster than sight. It speared through Goku's shoulder. Blood sprayed. Goku gasped. Released his grip. Chilla withdrew his tail. Blood dripped from the crystalline tip. Not impressive enough, sadly. Vegeta attacked. Super Saiyan Blue evolution. His most powerful form. Fists blazing with God Ki. Chilla blocked every strike. One-handed. Bored expression. You fight like my descendant. All rage. No artistry. Shut up. Vegeta roared. Final flash charged. Point blank. Golden energy screamed. The beam swallowed Chilla completely. Energy equivalent to planetary destruction. The ground vaporized. The city shook. Car alarms wailed. The blast cleared. Chilla stood unscathed. His armor wasn't even scratched. That tickled. His tail whipped again. Caught Vegeta across the face. The prince flew backward. Crashed through 3 buildings. Didn't get up. Next? Chilla asked pleasantly. Piccolo attacked. Special beam cannon. Concentrated. Precise. The attack that killed Raditz and Goku simultaneously. Chilla caught it. In his hand. The spiraling energy just stopped. Hovering. Rotating harmlessly. Interesting technique. Armor piercing. Lethal if it hits. He crushed it. The energy dissipated. But it needs to hit. His death beam fired. Piccolo dodged. Barely. The beam grazed his arm. The limb dissolved. Just ceased existing. Piccolo regenerated. Grew a new arm. His face was pale. He's toying with us. Obviously. Chilla stretched. Languid. Cat-like. I'm curious. Seeing what you can do. Measuring your potential. His eyes locked on Yamcha. But my patience has limits. He appeared in front of Yamcha. Instant. No travel time. His hand grabbed Yamcha's throat. Lifted him. Those empty eyes bore into him. There you are. I can feel him. Yamoshi. Buried deep. Fragmented but present. Chilla's other hand pressed against Yamcha's chest. Right over his heart. The rebel's leader. The Godmaker. The one who taught Saiyans to dream of freedom. Energy pulsed. Not ki. Something else. Something that reached past flesh into essence. Yamcha screamed. Not pain. Violation. Chilla was reading him. Peeling back layers. Accessing memories. Yamoshi's memories. The ritual. The 5 righteous Saiyans. The moment of transformation. Fascinating, Chilla breathed. So that's how it worked. 5 souls. 1 vessel. Temporary apotheosis. And the cost. He smiled wider. You burned from the inside. Died in agony, your soul too stubborn to pass on. Stop, Yamcha gasped. Please, but here's what confuses me. Chilla's grip tightened. Scylla trapped your soul. Bound it. Why did it take 10,000 years to reincarnate? What were you waiting for? In Yamcha's mind, Yamoshi stirred. The ancient Saiyans' presence surged forward. Protective. Furious. Him, Yamoshi's voice echoed. I was waiting for him. Someone worthy. Someone who wouldn't break under the weight. Ah. Chilla's eyes widened with understanding. Selective reincarnation. You refused hosts until the right one appeared. How romantic. He threw Yamcha. Casual. Dismissive. Yamcha's body sailed through the air. Crashed into rubble. Ribs cracked. Lung punctured. Vision blurred. Through the haze he saw his friends. Saw them struggling. Saw Goku standing despite his shoulder wound. Saw Vegeta rising from debris, golden aura flickering. Saw Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, all of them battered but standing, all of them refusing to quit. Because of you, Yamoshi whispered. You taught them. Inspired them. Made them believe. I didn't, you did. By surviving. By refusing to give up even when you were the weakest. They learned from you. Yamcha pushed himself upright. Pain screamed through every nerve. His transformation wouldn't activate. Too exhausted. Too damaged. Didn't matter. He stood anyway. Chilla noticed. His eyebrows rose. Still? You're dying. Organs failing. Your soul is barely anchored. Yet you stand? Yeah. Yamcha spat blood. I do. Why? Because they taught me. Yamcha gestured at his friends. That strength isn't about power levels. It's about refusing to quit. About standing up when every instinct says stay down. Poetic. Chilla's tail swished. Also useless. The tail shot forward. Aimed at Yamcha's heart. Killing strike. Precise. Time slowed. Yamcha saw death approaching. Saw his reflection in the crystalline armor. Saw his friends shouting. Reaching. Too slow. Transform, Yamoshi commanded. Now, can't. No energy left. Find some. Deep breath. Maybe his last. Yamcha reached inward. Past his exhausted body. Past his damaged soul. Into the space where he and Yamoshi met. The connection blazed. Not just his power. Not just Yamoshi's memories. Something new. Fusion. True fusion. Two souls merging completely for one crystallized moment. The proto-transformation exploded. Different this time. Stronger. His aura burned crimson and gold simultaneously. Red lightning crackled through golden fire. His muscles swelled. His scars glowed. His eyes, one crimson. One gold. He caught Chilla's tail. Barehanded. The death strike stopped millimeters from his chest. Chilla's eyes widened. That's new, Yamcha finished. His voice was strange. Double-toned but harmonized. We're not just host and passenger anymore. We're partners. Equals. One soul. He twisted. The tail wrapped around his arm. He pulled. Chilla stumbled. Actually stumbled. For the first time, his balance broke. Yamcha's fist rocketed forward. Powered by human determination and Saiyan ferocity. Guided by 10,000 years of combat experience. Aimed at the exact pressure point Yamoshi had used to kill 3 emperors. Connection. The impact echoed. Shockwaves radiated. Chilla's armor cracked. The tyrant gasped. Blood trickled from his mouth. His eyes focused on Yamcha with new intensity. You! He touched his lips. Stared at the blood. You damaged me, yeah. Yamcha grinned. Feral. I did. Chilla's expression shifted. Surprised. Impressed. Almost delighted. Wonderful. You're not ready yet. Not nearly strong enough. But you could be. He stepped back. His armor reformed. The crack sealed. This is unexpected. Exciting. I'll give you time. Time to train. Grow. Become worthy opposition. Chilla's smile was terrible. Beautiful. I haven't been challenged in 3,000 years. Frieza was a disappointment. But you? You might be interesting. I'm not doing this for your entertainment. Of course not. You're doing it to survive. To protect these. He gestured dismissively at the Z-Fighters. Attachments? How predictable. His eyes glinted. But your motivation doesn't concern me, only your evolution. He rose into the air. The wound in reality reopened behind him. 3 months, Chilla declared. I'll return in 3 months. If you've grown strong enough to make this entertaining, I'll fight you properly. If not? He shrugged. I'll kill everyone you love, then I'll take your soul anyway. Screaming or not, he stepped through the wound. Reality sealed behind him. Gone. Yamcha's transformation cut out. He collapsed. Didn't fall. Goku caught him. You hit him, Goku breathed. Wonder in his voice. You actually hurt him, for like 2 seconds. Yamcha coughed. Blood sprayed. Then he regenerated. Doesn't matter. Vegeta limped over. Face bloody but eyes bright. You proved he's not invincible. That's everything. 3 months, Piccolo said. His arm had fully regrown. We have 3 months to prepare. Not enough time, Krillin muttered. He's leagues above anything we've faced. Then we make it enough. Tien's third eye blazed. We train harder. Smarter. We find every advantage, and we use Yamcha's connection. Vegeta pointed at him. That transformation. That fusion. That's our edge. If he can stabilize it. Master it. Channel both souls simultaneously. Big if, Yamcha whispered. That was luck. Desperation? I don't know if I can do it again. You will. Goku's hand squeezed his shoulder. Because you have to. Because we'll help you. Because that's what we do. Around them, the city smoldered. Damage everywhere. But miraculously, no deaths. They'd kept the fight contained. Kept civilians safe. Small victories. 3 months, Yamcha repeated. His eyes closed. Exhaustion pulled him under. 3 months to become strong enough to survive a god. Not just survive, Vegeta corrected. Voice hard. Determined. Win. The stars wheeled overhead. Indifferent. Eternal. Watching. Somewhere out there, Chilla waited. Patient. Excited. Counting down. Somewhere closer, more hunters circled. Soul collectors. Essence priests. Kaze and his Void clan. All of them coming. All of them hungry. But Yamcha wasn't alone. Wasn't fighting isolated battles like Yumoshi had. He had family. Had Nakama. Had the Z fighters who'd faced gods and demons and apocalypses. Had 3 months to become impossible. Better get started, he muttered before darkness claimed him. The others nodded. Agreement. Determination. Fear and hope mixed equally. They carried him home. Prepared for war. The hunt had just begun, and the desert wolf had finally grown teeth. The gravity chamber screamed. 400 times Earth's gravity. The air felt solid. Breathing was combat. Moving was agony. Yamcha stood at the center. Blood dripped from his nose. His legs trembled. His entire body was one massive bruise wrapped in skin. He'd been here for 6 hours. Again, Vegeta's voice crackled through the intercom. Cold. Merciless. Transform. Hold it. Don't you dare collapse. Can't, Yamcha gasped. No energy. Find some. The same words. Always the same words. Find energy where none exists. Pull power from empty wells. Become impossible because anything less means death. Yamcha reached deep. The proto-transformation flickered. Crimson aura sputtered to life. Weak. Pathetic. Barely there. 5 seconds. 10. 15. It died. He collapsed. Face first into the metal floor. Tasted copper and failure. The gravity cut out. Sudden weightlessness felt like flying. The door hissed open. Vegeta walked in. Looked down at the broken fighter at his feet. Better, the prince said. Not praise. Observation. Yesterday you managed 12 seconds. Today 15. Progress. Doesn't feel like progress. Yamcha's voice was muffled against the floor. Feels like dying slowly. Same thing for warriors. Vegeta grabbed his collar. Hauled him upright. Shower. Eat. Medical pod for 2 hours. Then we go again. How many days until? 87. Vegeta's expression was granite. 87 days until Chilla returns. You're currently holding transformation for 15 seconds. You need 15 minutes minimum to have any chance. The math was brutal. Impossible. Yamcha's laugh came out broken. We're going to die. Probably. Vegeta released him. But we'll die trying. That counts for something. He left. Doors sealed behind him. Yamcha sat alone in the chamber. Surrounded by his own blood and sweat and broken determination, his phone buzzed. Text from Goku. Hey! Taking a break from King Kai training. Want to spar? Might help. Another text. Piccolo, meditation in 1 hour. Don't be late. Your mind is fragmenting worse. Third text. Krillin, yo. Made extra food. Swing by. You look like death. Fourth. Bulma, new drug cocktail ready. Accelerates healing by 40%. Side effects include nausea, vertigo, possible organ failure. Want to try it? Yamcha stared at his phone. At proof he wasn't alone. At friends who cared enough to keep him alive even when alive meant suffering. His eyes burned. Not tears. Just exhaustion. Thanks, he typed back to all of them. Single word. Insufficient. Necessary. He dragged himself to the shower. Water pressure felt like hammers. Washed blood and defeat down the drain. His reflection in the steamed mirror looked gaunt. Hollow. The marks on his skin glowed faintly, pulsing. Broadcasting his location to every hunter in the cosmos. Target. Victim. Prey. No, Yamoshi's voice whispered. Stronger now. Clearer. Warrior. Partner. Survivor. We're losing, Yamcha told his reflection. Told the ghost inside him. Every simulation. Every projection. We can't beat Chilla. The math doesn't work. Math never accounts for heart. Heart doesn't stop death beams. No. But it stops surrender. Yamcha closed his eyes. Felt Yamoshi's presence wrap around his consciousness. Protective. Supportive. The ancient Saiyan's soul had become familiar. Comfortable. Like wearing perfectly broken-in boots. Show me, Yamcha whispered. Show me what you remember about the ritual. The real one. 5 righteous hearts creating a god. The memories flooded. Red sky. Twin suns setting. The battlefield was silent now. Corpses everywhere. Thousands of Saiyan warriors. All dead. The rebellion's final stand had failed. Yamoshi knelt among the bodies. Blood covered him, most of it not his. Around him, 4 others remained. The last survivors. Rasha. Scarred face. Missing eye. Still grinning despite death approaching. Korra. Yum. Barely 20. Crying silently. Hands shaking. Brack. Massive. Shoulders like mountains. 1 arm gone. Cauterized stump still smoking. Orin. Old. White hair matted with blood. Wheezing. Ribs visible through torn armor. This is it, Orin said. His voice rattled. The Empire won. We're the last. Not yet. Yamoshi stood. His body screamed protest. Broken ribs. Shattered knee. Burns covering 40% of his skin. We have one option left. The ritual. Rasha's grin faded. The god-making. Yamoshi, we discussed this. It's theoretical. Untested. It could kill all of us. We're dead anyway. He looked at each of them. His family. His pack. At least this way we die meaning something. Meaning what? Korra's voice cracked. Creating a god who burns out in hours. Who dies screaming. That's your plan? No. My plan is becoming strong enough, even briefly, to send a message. Yamoshi's eyes blazed. A message that echoes through millennia. That tells every Saiyan born after us that we don't have to be monsters. That we can choose different. Silence. Heavy. Final. Then Brack laughed. Deep. Rumbling. Hell with it. I'm in. Rather die making gods than kneeling to emperors. Me too, Orin wheezed. I'm dying anyway. Lungs punctured. This way at least I'm useful. Rasha looked at Korra. The young Saiyan was shaking. Terrified. 19 years old and facing oblivion. You don't have to, Rasha said gently. You can run. Hide. Maybe survive. And live knowing I abandoned you? Korra wiped her eyes. Straightened. No. We started this rebellion together. We end it together. They formed a circle. 5 warriors. 5 righteous hearts. United in defiance. Yamoshi began the chant. Words in Proto-Saiyan. Ancient syllables that made reality shiver. His hands glowed crimson. The others matched him. Their ki flowed together. Merging. Spiraling. Building. Pour everything into me, Yamoshi commanded. Every memory. Every emotion. Every drop of power. Hold nothing back. They did. Rasha's fierce joy in battle. Her love of freedom. Her rage at injustice. Korra's hope. Her belief in better futures. Her dreams of peace. Brack's loyalty. His unshakable determination. His simple faith in his friends. Oren's wisdom. His memories of better days. His acceptance of mortality. All of it flowed into Yamoshi. The pain was indescribable. Not physical pain. Soul pain. Like being ripped apart and rebuilt simultaneously. His body expanded. Contracted. Cells died and regenerated faster than thought. His power level skyrocketed. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. The light was blinding. Pure. Terrible. Beautiful. When it cleared, Yamoshi stood alone. His 4 companions had collapsed. Dead. Their souls burned out completely in the energy transfer. They'd given everything. Literally everything. And Yamoshi had changed. His hair burned crimson gold. His aura was liquid fire. His eyes held the weight of galaxies. He was no longer mortal. No longer limited. He was God. I'm sorry, he whispered to the corpses of his friends. I'm so sorry. Then he stood. Faced the incoming Imperial fleet. Hundreds of ships. Thousands of warriors. And he smiled. Let's see if you can kill a god. Yamcha gasped back to the present. Water still running. Steam thick. His hands gripped the sink so hard the porcelain cracked. They died, he whispered. They gave everything. Their lives. Their souls. Just to give him a chance. Yes, Yamoshi confirmed. Sadness drenched the word. And I failed them. Killed thousands of Imperial soldiers. Destroyed dozens of fleets. But the god power burned me out. 6 hours. That's all I managed. 6 hours of divinity before my body gave out. You held an empire at bay for 6 hours. That's not failure. I died alone. My friend's sacrifice meant nothing in the end. The empire survived. Conquered. Became exactly what we fought against. Yamoshi's presence felt heavy. Guilty. I failed. No. Yamcha's voice hardened. You didn't fail. You planted a seed. The idea that Saiyans could be more than destroyers. That seed grew. Evolved. Became Goku. Became Vegeta learning to protect instead of conquer. Became, he stopped. Understanding crashed through him. Became me. Yes. I'm not just your reincarnation. I'm your answer. The proof that your sacrifice mattered. Yamcha looked at his reflection. Saw 2 souls staring back. You needed someone with human heart and Saiyan potential. Someone who understood being weak. Being underestimated. Being written off. Someone who never quit despite having every reason to. Yeah. Yamcha's smile was broken glass. Guess I'm perfect for the job. His phone buzzed again. Goku calling. Yo! Goku's voice was sunshine. Just finished sparring with Whis. Learned a cool new technique. Want to see? Not really. I'm exhausted. Ah, come on. It'll be quick. Besides, I had an idea about your transformation. Might help with the stamina issue. Yamcha's exhaustion warred with curiosity. Curiosity 1. What idea? Meet me at the lookout. I'll show you. Click. Goku hung up. Typical. Yamcha dressed. Flew toward the lookout. His body protested every movement. The wind felt like sandpaper. His ki was guttering flame. Didn't matter. Goku had an idea. And Goku's ideas, however stupid they sounded, often worked. The lookout was crowded. Goku. Piccolo. Gohan. Tien. Krillin. Kaiatsu. Even Android 18 stood off to the side, arms crossed, expression bored. What is this? Yamcha landed. Suspicious. An intervention? A training session, Piccolo corrected. Goku had an interesting theory. We're testing it. Theory about what? Goku bounded over. Excited puppy energy. About your transformation. See, I was thinking, you're trying to hold divine power in a human body, right? That's the problem. Your container's too small. Thanks for reminding me. No. That's not an insult. Goku waved his hands. It's the solution. See, when I first tried Ultra Instinct, I couldn't maintain it either. Kept burning out. No, why? Because you're reckless? Well, yeah. But also because I was trying to hold the power inside me. Contain it. Control it. Goku's eyes sparkled. Then Whis taught me, you don't contain divine power. You channel it. Let it flow through you instead of trying to dam it up. Yamcha blinked. That's actually smart. Right. Goku beamed. So I thought, what if your problem isn't that you're weak? It's that you're holding too tight? Trying to control something that doesn't want control. The proto-transformation wants to burn, Piccolo added. Let it. But guide the burn. Direct it. Become the conduit instead of the container. And we're here to help, Gohan stepped forward. Serious. Scholarly. We're going to feed you energy. Small amounts. You're going to practice channeling it instead of absorbing it. Like electrical current, Tien said. His third eye glowed. Passing through circuits. You're the wire, not the battery. Yamcha looked around. At faces serious and supportive. At warriors who'd faced gods and refused to quit. At friends who wouldn't let him face this alone. You're all insane, he said. Probably, Krillin grinned. So let's get started before we wise up. They formed a circle. Yamcha at the center. Just like Yamoshi's ritual. 5 righteous hearts and 1 vessel. Except this time, the vessel wasn't alone. Wasn't dying. Wasn't making desperate final stands. This time, the vessel had support. Ready? Goku's hand glowed. Golden key swirled. No. But do it anyway. Goku touched his shoulder. Energy flowed. Not overwhelming. Just a trickle. Warm. Controlled. Yamcha's instinct was to grab it. Pull it in. Make it his. He resisted. Let it flow through instead. In through Goku's touch. Through his channels. Out through his feet into the lookout tiles. The proto-transformation flickered. Crimson aura sparked. Good. Piccolo stepped forward. His hand joined Goku's. Namekian energy added to the flow. Cool. Ancient. Different texture. Don't hold it. Don't fight it. Just guide. Yamcha's teeth gritted. Every instinct screamed to control. To dominate. To contain. Let go, Yamoshi whispered. Trust them. Trust the process. He did. The energy flowed faster. Smoother. His transformation stabilized. 30 seconds. 45. 60. More, Gohan added his power. Hybrid Saiyan human energy. Familiar. Comfortable. It blended perfectly with Yamcha's own mixed nature. Tien joined. Then Krillin. Kaiatsu. Even 18 grudgingly contributed, though her android energy felt weird, mechanical yet alive. 7 sources. 7 hearts pouring power through 1 vessel. Yamcha felt it. The connection. The bond. This was what Yamoshi had experienced. This unity. This certainty that you weren't alone. His transformation blazed brighter. Crimson fire shot through with gold veins. His power level climbed. Not to divine heights. But higher. Sustainable. Controlled. 2 minutes. 3. 5. How do you feel? Piccolo asked. Like a dam about to burst. Then don't be a dam. Be a river. Piccolo's eyes glowed. Flow. Adapt. Move with the current. Yamcha adjusted. Stopped resisting. Let the energy dictate its own path through his body. Found the rhythm. The pulse. 7 minutes. 10. His body stopped hurting. The strain eased. This wasn't fighting against the power. This was dancing with it. 15 minutes. 20. That's enough, Goku said. They released simultaneously. The energy flow cut off. Yamcha's transformation held. For 3 seconds. 5. Then guttered out. He swayed. Didn't fall. Tired but not destroyed. Drained but not broken. 20 minutes, Gohan breathed. You held it for 20 minutes, with support. Yamcha's voice was hoarse. Alone, I'm still stuck at 15 seconds. So don't be alone, Krillin said. Simple. Obvious. We fight together. Always have. Chilla won't care about teamwork. He'll separate us. Pick us off. Then we don't let him. Vegeta's voice cut through. The prince appeared, instant transmission borrowed from Goku. We've been approaching this wrong. Trying to make you strong enough to fight solo. That's Yamoshi's mistake. He died alone. So what's the alternative? We recreate the ritual. Vegeta's eyes blazed. Properly. 5 Saiyans. 1 vessel. Temporary god-making. Silence. Shocked. Heavy. That's suicide, Piccolo said flatly. The original ritual killed 4 participants. Burned out Yamoshi in hours. The original ritual was improvised. Desperate. Poorly executed. Vegeta crossed his arms. We have advantages Yamoshi didn't. Knowledge. Preparation. Bulma. What does Bulma have to do with science? Vegeta's smile was sharp. We use technology to stabilize the energy transfer. Medical pods to sustain the vessel. Calculated measurements instead of desperate power dumping. That's insane, Tien said. That's brilliant, Gohan countered. His eyes widened with understanding. We turn the ritual into an equation. Solve for maximum power with minimum casualties. There will still be casualties, Piccolo warned. Energy transfer on that scale damages souls. The participants might survive physically but nothing. Vegeta's voice went cold. We're out of options. Chilla is coming. We can face him as we are, and die pathetically, or we try something desperate. Something that might kill us anyway, Krillin muttered. At least we'd die trying. Vegeta looked at each of them. I'm volunteering. I'll be one of the 5 donors. Who else? Me, Goku said immediately. No hesitation. Pure Goku. Me, Gohan added. Quieter. Determined. Count me in, Piccolo said. Someone needs to keep you Saiyans from burning Yamcha's soul out completely. 4 volunteers. 1 slot remaining. Everyone looked at each other. Krillin. Tien. Kaiatsu. 18. I'll do it, Trunks' voice called out. The half Saiyan descended. He'd been watching from above. I'm Saiyan enough. And I owe Yamcha. He saved my life during the Cell Games. Let me repay that. Vegeta's expression flickered. Pride. Fear. Paternal instinct warring with warrior pragmatism. You could die, the prince said softly. So could you. So could everyone. Trunks met his father's stare. Isn't that what being a warrior means? Risking everything for people you care about? Vegeta's jaw clenched. Then he nodded. Once. Sharp. 5 Saiyans. 1 vessel. He looked at Yamcha. Think you can handle our combined power? No. But I'll try anyway. Good enough. Vegeta turned to Piccolo. We need Bulma. And preparation time. 3 weeks minimum to build the stabilization equipment. That leaves 64 days until Chilla. Piccolo's calculation was instant. Barely enough to test the ritual. Learn to sustain it. Train in God mode. Then we don't waste time. Vegeta started walking toward the edge of the lookout. Meeting at Capsule Corporation. 1 hour. Bring ideas. Bring science. Bring hope because we're about to do something monumentally stupid. He flew off. The others dispersed. Making preparations. Gathering equipment. Coming to terms with potential death. Only Goku remained. You okay? He asked Yamcha. Define okay. You know what I mean. Yamcha sat. Exhausted. Overwhelmed. Terrified. 5 people are risking soul damage for me. Because I'm not strong enough alone. How am I supposed to be okay with that? By accepting it. Goku sat beside him. You think I didn't feel guilty? When Gohan fought Cell. When Vegeta sacrificed himself against Spew. When everyone died protecting Earth. He smiled. Sad. Wise. Guilt means you care. But it can't stop you from letting people help. What if they die? What if this ritual burns them out? What if it works? Goku interrupted. What if we create something amazing? Something that proves Yamoshi's sacrifice mattered? He nudged Yamcha's shoulder. Stop borrowing tomorrow's pain, just focus on today's training. Simple advice. Goku level wisdom. Simultaneously profound and idiotic. Yamcha laughed. It came out broken but genuine. When did you get smart? I didn't. I just stopped overthinking. Goku stood. Offered his hand. Come on. Bulma's probably already designing machines we don't understand. Let's go pretend we know what she's talking about. Yamcha took the hand. Let Goku pull him upright. Below, the earth spread out. Cities. Forests, oceans. Billions of lives unaware that their continued existence depended on 6 warriors doing something impossibly dangerous. No pressure. Capsule Corp was chaos. Bulma had commandeered the main lab. Holographic displays everywhere. Equations floating in midair. Her fingers flew across keyboards. Coffee cups littered every surface. Okay, she announced as everyone gathered. I've analyzed the ancient texts Vegeta provided. Cross-referenced with Namekian creation mythology. Added some quantum mechanics, and I think, I can build a stabilization matrix. In English? Krillin asked. In English. I'm building a machine that regulates energy flow during the ritual. Prevents power spikes. Equalizes distribution. Keeps everyone alive. She pulled up a schematic. Theoretically, Piccolo repeated. Comforting. Science is theoretical until it works. Then it's practical. Bulma's eyes gleamed. Manic. Brilliant. The donors stand in these 5 positions. Yamcha in the center. The matrix channels their energy through crystalline conduits. Filters divine essence. Converts it to something Yamcha's human biology can process. And if it fails? Vegeta asked. Catastrophic soul fragmentation. Permanent power loss. Possible death. Bulma shrugged. But if it works? Temporary apotheosis without burnout. Sustainable God mode for hours instead of minutes. Hours? Yamcha's voice cracked. How many hours? 3. Maybe 4 if we're lucky. 5 if miracles happen. She met his eyes. Enough to fight Chilla. Enough to make a difference. 3 hours. Against an immortal tyrant who'd ruled for millennia. Still better odds than 15 seconds. How long to build this thing? Gohan asked. 2 weeks. Maybe 10 days if I don't sleep. Which I won't because I'm terrified and over-caffeinated. Bulma's smile was manic. You all better survive. I'm not building widows' monuments. We'll survive, Goku said. Certain. Absolute. We always do. Statistical improbability suggests otherwise, but okay. Bulma turned back to her screens. Now get out. I work better without audiences. They filed out. Into the hallway. Into uncertain futures. Training starts tomorrow, Vegeta announced. We need to synchronize our ki. Learn to flow together. The ritual requires harmony. 5 hearts beating as one. Like a band, Goku said. Like an army, Vegeta corrected. Disciplined. Coordinated. Lethal. Can we be both? Trunks asked. Father and son looked at each other. Something passed between them. Understanding. Respect. We'll learn, Vegeta said finally. Over the next 2 weeks, they trained. Not individual combat. Group combat. Learning each other's rhythms. Their tells. Their strengths. Goku's instinctive adaptability. Vegeta's tactical precision. Gohan's scholarly analysis. Piccolo's mystical balance. Trunks' youthful determination. 5 different fighting styles. 5 different energies. Learning to harmonize. Some days it worked. Their ki would flow together naturally. Seamless. Beautiful. Other days it crashed. Energies clashing. Egos colliding. Arguments erupting. You're too aggressive. Gohan shouted at Vegeta during one session. You're too hesitant. Vegeta shot back. Combat requires commitment. Combat requires not dying stupidly. Goku stepped between them. Smiling. Diplomatic. Hey guys. We're on the same team, remember? They glared. Then grudgingly nodded. Yamcha watched it all. Learning. Adapting. His role wasn't to fight, not yet. His role was vessel. Conduit. The lens through which their combined power would focus. Pressure mounted. 60 days remaining. 50. 40. Bulma finished the stabilization matrix on day 38. It's beautiful, she announced. Exhausted. Proud. The machine resembled a metallic lotus. 5 petals extending outward. Center platform for the vessel. Crystalline conduits glowing with captured starlight. Does it work? Vegeta asked. No idea. We're the first test. She laughed. Slightly hysterical. Science, day 35. They performed the first trial, not full power. Just a taste. 5 donors. 1 vessel. Energy flowing through the matrix. Yamcha stood at the center. The others took positions. Hands glowing. Ready? Bulma's voice through the intercom. No, Yamcha said. Do it anyway. The energy flowed. Gentle. Controlled. The matrix regulated everything. Crystals hummed. Light swirled. Yamcha felt it. 5 distinct energies merging. Becoming one. Flowing through him like he was transparent. His transformation activated. Crimson aura blazed. But different. Touched with gold. With green. With silver. Multi-hued. Beautiful. 30 seconds. 60. 5 minutes. How do you feel? Piccolo asked. Like I'm holding the sun. Can you fight? Yamcha moved. Faster than thought. His fist punched through a reinforced wall. The impact barely registered. His power level had multiplied. 10-fold. 100-fold. He felt invincible. Then the matrix beeped. Warning. The donors were depleting. Cut it, Bulma commanded. They did. The energy flows stopped. Yamcha's transformation held for 30 more seconds. Then died. He collapsed. Panting. Alive. Amazed. 8 minutes, Gohan said. We maintained flow for 8 minutes. And Yamcha held God mode for 30 seconds after. That's not enough, Vegeta said. We need hours. Not minutes. So we train more. Goku stood. Still smiling despite exhaustion. We learned to give more. Last longer. Become better. They trained. Every day. Sometimes twice daily. Day 30. They hit 15 minutes. Day 25. 20 minutes. Day 20. 25 minutes. Progress. Measurable. Real. But not fast enough. Chilla was coming. The deadline approached like inevitability. Day 15. They pushed for 30 minutes. Failed. The matrix overheated. Nearly exploded. Bulma spent 2 days redesigning. Improving. Day 13. They tried again. 35 minutes this time before failure. We're not going to make it, Trunks said. Quiet. Defeated. We will. Vegeta's voice was iron. Failure isn't option. Failure is always an option. It's called reality. Then we change reality. Vegeta grabbed Trunks's collar. You're my son. You don't quit. Understand? Trunks met his stare. Something broke in his expression. Then reformed. Harder. Determined. Yes, sir. Day 10. 40 minutes. Progress. Exhaustion. Everyone's reserves depleting faster. We need help, Piccolo said finally. 5 donors aren't enough. We need more energy sources. Battery backups. I can build energy collectors, Bulma offered. Siphon key from the planet itself. Controversial. Dangerous. Might work. Do it, Vegeta ordered. She did. 72 hours of no sleep. The Matrix gained glowing reserves. Planetary energy compressed into crystals. Day 7. They tested again. The planetary energy helped. 50 minutes. 55. 60. 1 hour. Better, Vegeta said. Still not enough. It has to be enough, Gohan said. We're out of time. Out of options. Day 5. Final preparations. Everyone rested. Ate. Meditated. Made peace with possible death. Yamcha stood on his apartment balcony. Tokyo sprawled below. Lights twinkling. Life continuing. Beautiful. Fragile. Puar floated beside him. Silent. Supportive. You don't have to watch, Yamcha said. I'm not leaving you, Puar. I'm not leaving. The shapeshifter's voice cracked. You're my best friend. My family? I'm watching. I'm hoping. I'm praying to whatever gods listen that you survive. Yamcha's throat tightened. If I don't, you will. But if I don't, tell everyone, tell them thanks. For trying. For caring. For being insane enough to risk everything for the weird desert bandit who never quit. Tell them yourself. Puar transformed. Became tissue box. Practical shape shifting. After you win, Yamcha laughed. Grabbed tissues. Wiped his eyes. Yeah. After I win. Day 3. Chilla's presence touched his awareness. Distant. Approaching. Hungry. Day 2. The pressure became physical. Reality bending under the tyrant's approach. Day 1. They gathered at Capsule Corporation. The stabilization matrix hummed. Ready. Waiting. 5 donors took positions. Yamcha stood at the center. Last chance to back out, Vegeta said. Not to Yamcha. To everyone else. Not backing out, Goku said. Grinning. Fearless. Never, Gohan added. Family doesn't abandon family, Trunks said. Looking at his father. Meaning it. Someone needs to keep you fools alive, Piccolo muttered. Vegeta nodded. Satisfied. He looked at Yamcha. Ready to become a god? No. But let's do it anyway. Good answer. Bulma's voice crackled through speakers. Matrix online. Energy reserves full. Vital signs monitored. If anyone's heart stops, I'm pulling the plug. Understood? Understood, they chorused. Then begin. 5 hands glowed. 5 energies merged. The matrix sang. Power flooded through Yamcha. Not gentle anymore. Not testing. Everything. His body expanded. Contracted. Cells dying. Regenerating. Evolving. His power level skyrocketed past any measurement. The proto-transformation exploded into something more. His hair blazed crimson gold. His aura became liquid starlight. His eyes held the weight of 5 souls merged into one. He was no longer just Yamcha. No longer just Yamoshi. He was synthesis. 5 righteous hearts given form. Temporary divinity made flesh. He was Super Saiyan God. The rush was indescribable. Intoxicating. He could feel everything. Every atom. Every possibility. Every potential future. And in one of those futures, he saw Chilla arriving. Smiling. Ready for war. How long? Yamcha's voice echoed. Doubled. 5 warriors speaking as one. 3 hours, Bulma said. Maybe 4. Then the reserves deplete. 3 hours. To save Earth. To honor Yamoshi's sacrifice. To prove that bonds between warriors meant something. 3 hours to be impossible. Then let's not waste time, Yamcha said. He flew upward. Through the roof. Into the sky. His 5 donors flew with him. Still connected. Still channeling. Above, the stars wheeled. One of them grew brighter. Closer. Chilla was coming, and the desert wolf had finally become God. The real fight was about to begin. The sky cracked open. Not metaphorically. Literally. Reality split like overripe fruit. Through the wound stepped Lord Chilla, his crystalline armor catching moonlight and splitting it into colors that shouldn't exist. He looked down at the earth. Smiled. How quaint. They're waiting for me. Yamcha hovered 1,000 feet above Capsule Corporation. His aura burned. Crimson shot through with gold, green, silver, purple. 5 energies woven together. 5 souls harmonizing. Behind him, the donors maintained their positions. Goku. Vegeta. Gohan. Piccolo. Trunks. Their hands extended, ki flowing through the matrix's crystalline conduits into Yamcha's body. The connection was perfect. He felt their emotions. Goku's joy in battle. Vegeta's burning pride. Gohan's protective fury. Piccolo's ancient calm. Trunks' desperate determination, all of it flowing through him. Amplifying. Transforming. His power level was meaningless now. Numbers couldn't measure this. He transcended measurement. Become something that made scouters weep. Chilla noticed. His smile widened. Oh. You actually did it. Recreated the ritual. He clapped. Slow. Mocking. Impressive. Yamoshi would be proud. Before he died screaming, Yamoshi died fighting. Yamcha's voice resonated. Multitoned. He died refusing to kneel. Refusing to surrender. Refusing to quit. And where did that get him? Dead. Forgotten. A cautionary tale. Chilla descended slowly. Savoring. You'll join him soon. Another rebel. Another corpse. Another. Yamcha moved. No warning. No posturing. Just violence. He crossed 1,000 feet instantaneously. His fist drove toward Chilla's face. The air screamed. Space rippled. The shockwave shattered every window in West City. Chilla caught the punch. Barely. His eyes widened fractionally. Fast. Yamcha grinned. Feral. You have no idea. He spun. Kicked. The impact sent Chilla rocketing backward. The tyrant crashed through 3 buildings. Rubble exploded. Civilians screamed, then vanished. Bulma's emergency teleportation system activating, evacuating the combat zone. Good. No witnesses. No casualties. Just warriors. Chilla emerged from the wreckage. His armor was scratched. Scratched. For the first time in 3,000 years, something had marked him. His expression shifted. Surprise. Delight. Hunger. Yes. This is what I wanted. This is. Yamcha was there again. Hammering down with both fists. Chilla raised his arms. Blocked. The ground beneath them cratered. Went down 50 feet. 100. Buildings collapsed inward. They separated. Circled. 2 predators evaluating. 3 hours, Chilla said conversationally. That's your limit, yes? The ritual can't sustain indefinitely. Your friends are already depleting. Then I'd better make them count. Yamcha attacked. Not randomly. Strategically. Yamoshi's 10,000-year combat experience guiding every strike. Target the joints. The spine. The pressure points unique to Chilla's species. Block. Counter. Feint. Strike. His fist connected with Chilla's kidney. The tyrant gasped. Blood sprayed from his mouth. Impossible. Yamcha's elbow hammered into his temple. Chilla's head snapped sideways. Bone cracked. Nothing's impossible when you stop fighting alone. He felt it. The connection to his 5 donors. Their energy flowing through him like he was transparent. Like he was a lens focusing starlight. Goku fed him speed. Vegeta fed him tactics. Gohan fed him analysis. Piccolo fed him balance. Trunks fed him rage. Combined, he became complete. Chilla recovered. Wiped blood from his mouth. Stared at it. Laughed. You're not playing. You're actually trying to kill me. His tail whipped forward. Faster than sight. The crystalline tip aimed at Yamcha's heart. Yamcha caught it. Barehanded. The tail writhed. Tried to pierce through. His grip held. Trying? Yamcha's eyes blazed. 1 crimson. 1 gold. I'm succeeding. He pulled. Chilla stumbled forward. Off balance. Yamcha's knee drove into his face. Cartilage shattered. The tyrant's nose bent sideways. Then Yamcha spun. Used Chilla's momentum against him. Through the ancient tyrant like a javelin, Chilla sailed through the air. Crashed into a mountain 40 miles away. The impact leveled the peak. Avalanche roared. Trees shattered. Wildlife fled in terror. Yamcha didn't pause. Didn't celebrate. Just pursued. He found Chilla standing in the crater. Blood covered him now. His armor was cracked in 7 places. His breathing was labored, but he was smiling. Wonderful. Wonderful. Do you know how long it's been since someone made me bleed? Not long enough. 3,000 years. 3,000 years of boredom. Frieza was disappointing. His father cold was adequate at best. But you? Chilla's aura exploded. Purple energy mixed with black lightning. You're delicious. He transformed. Not like a Saiyan. His body didn't change much. But his power level skyrocketed. Doubled. Tripled. The pressure alone made the air solid. First form restricted my power to 1%. Second form grants me 10%. His smile was terrible. Let's see how you handle real combat. He vanished. Pure speed. Yamcha's eyes barely tracked it. Chilla appeared behind him. Grabbed his head. Slammed it into the ground. The impact cratered deeper. Yamcha's skull cracked. Blood poured. His vision doubled. Focus, Yamoshi's voice commanded. Channel the pain. Use it, Yamcha rolled. Chilla's foot stomped where his head had been. The ground exploded. Magma bubbled up from the planet's mantle. They were fighting so hard they punctured the crust. Yamcha kicked upward. Connected with Chilla's chin. The tyrant's head snapped back. Yamcha followed. Spinning kick. Elbow strike. Palm thrust. Each impact echoed. Each hit drew blood. But Chilla was adapting. Learning his patterns. Countering faster. A tail strike pierced Yamcha's shoulder. Clean through. Blood sprayed. Agony exploded. There. Chilla twisted. The tail ripped through flesh. Yamcha screamed. His transformation flickered. Power level dipped. The wound was catastrophic. Don't stop, Vegeta's voice echoed through their bond. Science grows stronger through pain. Use it. Yamcha grabbed the tail. Still embedded in his shoulder. Used it as leverage. Pulled himself closer to Chilla. The tyrant's eyes widened. What are you? Yamcha's headbutt shattered Chilla's face. Nose obliterated. Teeth scattered. Blood painted them both. They separated. Gasping. Bleeding. Alive. 2 hours 40 minutes, Chilla panted. Your transformation is destabilizing. I can feel it. He was right. Yamcha felt the drain. The donors were depleting faster. Trunks especially. His reserves running dry. Switch. Piccolo's voice commanded telepathically. Rotate energy sources. Give Trunks a break. The matrix adjusted. Trunks's flow reduced to a trickle. The others compensated. Bulma's planetary reserves kicked in. Stored ki flooding the system. Yamcha's power stabilized. His wound regenerated, not healed but sealed. Functional. Clever, Chilla admitted. Battery backup. I should have expected that. Earth has surprisingly competent scientists. He cracked his neck. But tricks only delay inevitable. He attacked again. Relentless. Brutal. They traded blows at speeds that shattered sound. Sonic booms rippled outward. Mountains crumbled. Lakes evaporated. The landscape transformed into apocalypse. Yamcha felt his technique evolving. Adapting. He wasn't just using Yamoshi's memories anymore. He was synthesizing. Combining the ancient Saiyans' knowledge with his own hard-won experience. Wolf Fang Fist merged with before-time katas. Modern martial arts blended with 10,000-year-old combat wisdom. He became new. His strikes found gaps Chilla didn't know existed. Pressure points in his species that predated recorded history. Vulnerabilities forgotten across millennia. Chilla's confidence cracked. Not shattered. But cracked. You're not just strong, the tyrant hissed. You're smart. Using technique to bridge power gaps. Exactly what Yamoshi did. I'm better than Yamoshi. Yamcha's grin was blood-stained. I have help. He felt it. The bonds strengthening. Goku's energy surging with excitement. Vegeta's tactical genius providing openings. Gohan's analysis predicting Chilla's patterns. Piccolo's mystical sense warning of attacks. Trunks' determination refusing to quit despite exhaustion. 5 warriors. 1 body. Unstoppable. Yamcha launched into a combination that shouldn't exist. Impossible angles. Contradictory momentum. His body moved in ways physics rejected. Strike. Strike! Strike! Chilla's armor shattered. Pieces fell away. His crystalline shell, perfect protection for millennia, broke. The tyrant's eyes went wide. My armor! You broke my... Yamcha's fist drove into his exposed chest. Into flesh. Past ribs. Touching heart. Chilla froze. For one crystallized moment, death was certain. Inevitable. Yamcha could squeeze. Could end this. His hand trembled. Muscles tensed. Ready. Do it, Vegeta commanded. Kill him. End this threat. Wait, Goku's voice countered. He's beaten. Let him surrender. He won't surrender, Yamoshi whispered. Men like this never do. They only understand death. Yamcha stared into Chilla's eyes. Saw no fear. No acceptance. Just hunger. Even now. Even dying. The tyrant wanted more. Do it, Chilla whispered. Blood bubbled from his lips. Finish me. Prove you're worthy. Yamcha's hand clenched. Started to squeeze, then stopped. No. He withdrew. Released Chilla. Stepped back. The tyrant collapsed. Gasping. Bleeding. Alive. Why? Chilla's voice was broken. Confused. You had me. I would have killed you. I know. Yamcha's transformation blazed brighter. But I'm not you. I don't kill defeated enemies. I give them choices. Choices? Chilla laughed. It came out bloody. Wet. What choice? Leave. Disappear. Find something better to do than collecting souls. Yamcha extended his hand. Or fight again. And next time, I won't stop. Silence. Heavy. Impossible. Chilla stared at the offered hand. At mercy he didn't deserve. At compassion that made no tactical sense. Then his expression shifted. Hardened. You fool. His tail whipped. Faster than thought. Aimed at Yamcha's exposed back. Vegeta's scream echoed through their bond. Behind you, Yamcha spun. Too slow. The tail was there. Death approaching. Inevitable. Goku's energy surged. Ultra instinct flooding through their connection. Time dilated. Yamcha's body moved automatically. He caught the tail. Again. This time crushed it in his grip. Bones shattered. Chilla screamed. I gave you a choice, Yamcha said. His voice was ice. You chose wrong. His other hand grabbed Chilla's throat. Lifted him. The tyrant struggled. Clawed. Desperate. Wait, Chilla gasped. Wait, no more waiting. No more mercy. No more chances. Yamcha's aura exploded. Crimson fire consumed them both. Divine ki burning at temperatures that made stars jealous. Chilla screamed. His flesh blistered. His remaining armor melted. The ancient tyrant, ruler of galaxies, destroyer of species, burned. Stop! Chilla's voice cracked. Please! Yamcha almost did. Almost listened to the plea. Almost gave mercy again. Then he felt it. Through their connection. Yamoshi's memories. The companions who died. Rasha. Korra. Brak. Orin. Burned out in the ritual. Their souls sacrificed to stop tyranny. Their deaths demanded meaning. This is for them, Yamcha whispered. For everyone you killed. Everyone you enslaved. Everyone you hurt. I'll change. No. You won't. Yamcha's grip tightened. Men like you never change. You just wait. Plan. Come back worse. His power surged. Final push. Everything the donors had left. Everything the planetary reserves could give. Everything he was. The crimson aura became blinding. Pure light. Pure heat. Pure ending. Chilla's screams cut off. His body disintegrated. Atom by atom. Molecule by molecule. Nothing remained. Not ash. Not vapor. Just absence. Lord Chilla, ancient tyrant, immortal destroyer, was gone. Yamcha released the empty air. His hand trembled. Covered in nothing, the aura died. His transformation flickered. Destabilized. Yamcha! Bulma's voice screamed through comms. power reserves critical. You're at 2%. You need to disengage now. But he couldn't move. Couldn't think. He'd killed. Taken a life. Ended existence. The weight crushed him. You did what was necessary. Yamoshi's voice was gentle. What I couldn't do. You ended a monster. But I'm not a killer. You're a warrior. Sometimes they're the same thing. His transformation cut out. Just died. The connection to his donors severed. Power drained completely. Yamcha fell, plummeting toward Earth. Unconscious. Exhausted. Empty. Strong arms caught him. Goku. The other Saiyan looked tired. Drained. But alive. Got you, buddy? They descended together. Toward the others. Vegeta hovered nearby. Blood dripped from his nose, overexertion. Gohan supported Trunks. The young half-Saiyan had passed out. Piccolo floated silently. His expression was unreadable. They landed at Capsule Corporation. The Matrix sparked. Died. Bulma ran over. Scanners everywhere. Checking vitals. Everyone alive? She demanded. Alive, Vegeta confirmed. Depleted. But alive. And Chilla? Silence. Then Goku smiled. Tired. Proud. Gone. Yamcha got him. Bulma stared at the unconscious fighter in Goku's arms. At the scarred, bloody, victorious warrior who'd done the impossible. He actually did it, she whispered. He actually killed an immortal tyrant. Not immortal, Piccolo corrected. Just very old. Very powerful. And very, very dead now. Cheers erupted. Krillin. Tien. Kaiatsu. Even Android 18 cracked a smile. The Z-fighters who'd watched from safe distances descended. Celebrating. Crying. Alive. Earth was saved. Again. Always again. But victory tasted like ash in Yamcha's unconscious mind. He woke 3 days later. Medical pod. Green fluid. Sensors everywhere. His body felt wrong. Not injured. Just changed. Different. Through the glass, he saw Vegeta. The prince stood guard. Arms crossed. Waiting. When Yamcha's eyes opened, Vegeta nodded. Pressed the release button. The pod drained. Glass opened. Yamcha stumbled out. Naked. Dripping. Disoriented. Vegeta threw him clothes. Get dressed. We need to talk. About what? About what you did. What you became. Yamcha dressed. His hands shook. Muscle memory failing. Everything felt distant. Disconnected. They walked to the observation deck. Overlooking West City. Repairs were already underway. Humanity's resilience on display. You killed him, Vegeta said. Not accusatory. Factual. I know. Good. He deserved it. Did he? Yamcha's voice cracked. He was beaten. Defeated. I could have let him go, and he would have returned. Stronger. Angrier. You know this. I know. But knowing doesn't make it easier. Vegeta was quiet. Then, the first time I killed someone who begged for mercy, I threw up. For 3 hours. Couldn't sleep for weeks. Yamcha looked at him. The prince's expression was distant. Remembering. What changed? Yamcha asked. I stopped thinking of them as people. Started thinking of them as threats. Vegeta's jaw clenched. It made killing easier. Also made me a monster. How did you come back? From being a monster? Earth. Bulma. Trunks. You idiots. A ghost of a smile. You reminded me that warriors can be more than killers. That strength can protect instead of destroy. Chilla didn't give me a choice. He did. He chose to attack after you offered mercy. His death is on him. Vegeta's hand landed on Yamcha's shoulder. Solid. Supportive. You're not a monster. You're a warrior who made hard choice. There's a difference. Doesn't feel different. It will. Eventually. Give it time. Vegeta released him. Now. We need to discuss your transformation. The Super Saiyan God form? No. What came after? Yamcha's memory flickered. The final moments. When he'd burned Chilla alive. His aura had been different. Not just crimson. Not just gold. Something new. What happened to me? You synthesized. Vegeta's eyes gleamed. Combined divine ki with your human adaptability. Created something that hasn't existed before. A transformation unique to you. What do we call it? Vegeta smiled. Sharp. Proud. Super Saiyan Crimson. The bridge between mortal and divine. Not as strong as blue. But more efficient. Sustainable without donor support. I can transform solo now? Theoretically. Bulma's running tests. But initial readings suggest yes. Vegeta's expression turned serious. You've become something Yamoshi never managed. A warrior who can touch divinity without burning out. Yamcha looked at his hands. They seemed normal. Human. But he felt it. The potential. The power lurking beneath his skin. What now? He asked. Now? You train. Master the form. Learn its limits. Become the warrior Yamoshi dreamed of. Vegeta turned toward the door. And you prepare for what comes next. What comes next? More enemies. Always more. Vegeta glanced back. But you're not facing them alone. Remember that. He left. Yamcha stood alone on the observation deck. The city sprawled below. Life continuing. Beautiful. Fragile. Worth protecting. His phone buzzed. Messages flooded in. Goku, hey. Wanna spar? I learned new technique from Whis. Krillin, drinks tonight? My treat. You earned it. Piccolo, meditation tomorrow. Your mind is still fragmented. We fix it. Bulma, new transformation needs testing. Lab. Now. Bring snacks. Poir, proud of you. So proud. Come home when you can. Yamcha smiled. It felt genuine this time. He'd killed. That weight would never fully lift. But he'd done it protecting people he loved. People worth dying for, worth killing for. That made all the difference. He texted back to everyone. Simple responses. Affirmations. Promises to reconnect. Then he flew home. To his apartment. The one with punch-through walls and broken furniture and memories of simpler times. Poir was waiting. The shapeshifter transformed into a blanket. Wrapped around him. Warm. Comforting. You did good, Poir whispered. I killed someone. You saved billions. That's what matters. Both things matter. Yeah. They do. Poir squeezed tighter. But you're still you. Still the desert bandit who never quit. That didn't change. Yamcha wanted to believe that. Desperately. But part of him had changed. Irrevocably. He'd tasted divinity. Become God. Killed an immortal tyrant. You didn't walk back from that unchanged. Inside his soul, Yamoshi stirred. You did what I couldn't, the ancient Saiyan said. Pride colored every word. Finished what we started. Prove that rebellion, that hope, means something. Your companions died for nothing, Yamcha said. Harsh. True, they died making me strong enough to plant a seed. You're the tree that grew from that seed. They would be honored, would they? I know they would. Because I know you. And you're worthy of their sacrifice. Tears came. Finally. After 3 days of nothing, the dam broke. Yamcha cried. For Rasha. For Korra. For Brack. For Orin. For warriors dead 10,000 years who'd given everything for a future they'd never see. For Chilla. Surprisingly. The tyrant had been a monster. But he'd also been alive. Conscious. Real. And now he was nothing. That weight would never fully lift. Poir held him through it. Silent. Present. Family. When the tears stopped, Yamcha felt lighter. Not healed. But better. He looked out the window. The stars glittered. Millions of them. Each one potentially harboring threats, but also harboring possibilities. Adventures. Futures. His phone buzzed again. Vegeta, training tomorrow. 6 a.m. Don't be late. Your new form needs refinement. Yamcha laughed. Of course Vegeta couldn't let him rest. I'll be there, he texted back. And he would be. Because that's what warriors did. They got up. Trained. Improved. Protected, they endured. Outside, Tokyo slept. The city lights blazed. Humanity continued. Unaware of how close they'd come to annihilation, unaware that a desert bandit had become God to save them, Yamcha didn't need recognition. Didn't want it. He'd fought because it was right. Because people he loved were worth protecting. That was enough. He closed his eyes. Let exhaustion claim him. Poir transformed into pillow. Comfortable. Safe. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. New threats. New impossibilities to overcome. But tonight the desert wolf rested. His teeth had grown sharp. His claws had tasted blood. His howl had echoed across galaxies, and the universe had heard. Let them come. Let the hunters circle. Let the cosmos throw everything at Earth. Yamcha would stand. Would fight. Would endure. Because he wasn't alone anymore. Wasn't the weakest link. Wasn't the joke. He was the Crimson Warrior. Bridge between mortal and divine. Proof that determination mattered more than power levels. And that was everything. The stars wheeled overhead. Indifferent. Eternal. Watching. Somewhere out there, Kaze smiled. The huntsman had witnessed the fight. Recorded it. Analyzed it. Magnificent, he whispered to the void. You've become worthy prey. But not ready yet. Soon. Very soon. He vanished. Patient. Hungry. Waiting for the perfect hunt. Somewhere else, darker forces stirred. The soul collectors had felt Shilla's death. The essence priests had tasted divine ki flooding Earth's atmosphere. They were coming. All of them. Converging. But that was tomorrow's problem. Next week's threat. Future apocalypse. Tonight, Earth slept peacefully. Protected by warriors who refused to quit. Protected by bonds forged in combat. By friendships tested in fire. By nakama who'd die for each other without hesitation. Protected by one desert bandit who'd finally learned his worth. The Crimson Warrior rested. His story far from over. His legend just beginning. And deep inside his soul, Yumoshi smiled. Finally at peace. Finally complete. The rebellion had won. 10,000 years late. But victorious. And that was worth everything.